At
This
least
sounds more hating on Final Fantasy 16, Frank.
no. Oh,
And you're still playing this, right?
For the
Hey.
second time.
hey, you know what? Okay. You're right. All right, let me say what I like.
Okay.
The music is great. I love
All right.
all the battle songs.
That's good.
All the boss battles are fun. I would have going back to it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
We lasted maybe 6 seconds.
It comes in waves, right? It's
And then
like
anger flows back to the top. What's up, people? Welcome to our little traveling podcast shack we call Otaku. We have the hottest takes on anime and video games. I am your host, Ray, aka Sourdough Shon, and all these other things that apparently now that I'm in, I'm going to say now again.
producer.
I do a lot
Magic Man,
on the internet, and these are one of the things I
World
do.
Saver.
And thankfully, I am not the only one that does this thing. I have a whole panel of 4 people. We brought out the whole full fireworks for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We got the first team. I'll introduce our longest missing 4th chair, who is Richard. Hello, Richard. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing well, thank you.
It's we haven't seen you since late August. Apparently, I did look it up.
I was thinking when that was August.
It was August. Late August was the last time we had you as one of
The good times.
our co-host for our little shindig we do here every other week on the internet. So I'm glad to see you've joined us, and you brought your Buster sword out and everything.
Just took Final Fantasy Rebirth to come back on, but yeah.
I mean, well, if there's something that's gonna bring Richard back, I think it's Final Fantasy VII.
Most definitely.
Remember our early conversations. Perhaps there's some Final Fantasy PlayStation talk in our early days of introducing each other to
Very much.
the world that we
Internet.
find ourselves in. And of course, the person who is always here, no matter what, my reliable player too, is my brother Miles. Hello, Miles.
Hello, brother.
How are you doing?
I am excited yet scared because I have no idea what's going on.
It's a brave new world we find ourselves in. Now, brother, I must ask you, did we at least pick the best wife for the Final Fantasy VII yet?
Hell no.
You coward. You poor coward.
I'm telling you right now, it is. This
Anybody's
is,
game?
This is like this is like, it's your classic, it's like your Asuka, and your Rei, right?
Mhm.
So it's like one of those things like, I have no idea.
There's one right answer. There's one right
I
answer.
know. It was in the podcast last
And it was in the podcast.
yeah.
It was literally the title of the podcast last week, if you missed it.
So put a preference in the podcast title in case you're missing
When
it.
you're the editor producer of the podcast, perhaps you take some liberties of
It says-
creativity.
You sure chose Tifa. Oh, okay, got it.
Team Tifa all the way,
Yeah,
baby.
this-
Team Tifa. This
for
is a
the
Team
win.
Tifa. Just like this is a Pikachu house, this is a Tifa house as well, all right?
For the win.
Stay tuned till last episode of the podcast to understand what the hell I'm talking about. And of course, before I forget, Frank, our usual third chair, has returned. Frank, you've been gone for a minute or two, but I'm glad to see you again, Frank. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. Haven't been gone that long. have I?
It's technically been a month, I think, for the podcast, Frank. Been that long.
Oh, it was nice.
It was nice. Since you took an absence in our anime seasonal previews. You were out that episode.
He was in a deep sleep technique. He was
Indeed. He was charging up. He's getting ready for summer. That's
Yeah.
when the
Oh,
good
he's waiting-
anime happens.
He's waiting for his limit break to fill up, and then they give back for
There you
this
go. He's
episode.
both of those bars. Fill up all those bars. Unleash a
There's
powerful
too many.
attack.
There is too many bars in this game. There's so many bars up around here.
A lot of mechanics in this rebirth we find ourselves in. Well, I'm glad you're back, Frank. Hopefully, I have some One Piece news for you, Frank. So stay tuned for that.
Ooh.
And us listeners,
Nice.
since you are our One Piece,
Aficionado,
exactly. You're
expert.
our expert on the panel, usually here on the
Navigator?
podcast.
The only one that watches it.
You're a brave soul. You're a brave soul, Frank.
Most
I
definitely.
can't do the anime. I can barely do the manga. I don't have it. I don't have it in me to do the anime.
Wow, the last chapter was good.
Just too far in. I just can't.
It's intimidating. I won't lie to you, Richard. It's intimidating.
Just go in there. You're not gonna want it to finish, so it's fine.
But yes, as I hinted at before, today our main topic will be our first early impressions of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It just came out, and we've all had a chance to play a couple hours. Some of us more than others. I'm not looking at anyone. Hey, how you doing, Frank? You doing all right, Frank? Okay, you still doing good, Frank?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Not jealous at all over here. Just ignore these undertones you might be picking up on your headphones right at the moment.
Don't worry, those are real.
It's all right. I'll catch up. There's plenty of time to catch. It's early on. It's a big game. Zelda took us a while.
too much
Final
Queen's
Fantasy
blood.
takes a while.
Too much Queen's blood.
Oh, I gotta get those points. I still barely understand how that game works. So we got that, as well as some a little bit news, some sad news, sadly, this week. Before we get into that, we'll open up a nice, gentle, our usual suspect, and talk about our weeks and what we've been recently watching and playing. And and I'm gonna go to Frank. I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna go to Frank and ask you, sir, what have you been recently watching and or playing?
Okay, so as far as watching, I've been watching the Twilight Zone.
Okay.
Oh, the new one or the original?
The new one.
Oh, okay,
The new
okay.
It's like one episode's good, one episode's but I'm enjoying it. Other than that, I'm watching the This Time for Torture Princess.
Oh, he's been doing your homework. Doing your homework.
I have less time now, so I'm like I can't do them
Later on.
It's like last minute, so I gotta start watching those. And that's it. I've mostly been playing Final Fantasy 16.
16. Oh, but we're on 16.
The second time.
So now one Final Fantasy wasn't enough for you, Frank.
No, I was just like, no, I need to do something while I wait. Because
Got tired of waiting for Sephiroth?
I was watching my brother play Horizon, and I'm like, I gotta play something. But today I started playing Star Ocean again.
Ah.
So mad at the game. I'm so mad at that game. I lost like 10 hours of not saving.
Ooh.
Just pure grinding. And
Wait, how do you do that nowadays?
okay, so this is
I'm
an old.
assuming there's no autosave.
Yeah, I was like, autosave.
What is autosave?
So
Very old school.
as far as I know,
Old
you
school,
can't
Frank.
save whenever you want. So I felt I was overpowered, and I went into the next area I had to go, and then it's easy up until like you go to this portal, and now it's super hard. And I went deep into the not deep, but like 3 rooms in,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh crap, I'm under leveled here.
So you have
And-
chosen death.
I was fine because I had potions, but then I'm like, I'm out of potions.
Right, I was going to
And
say.
I found the save point, but I was out of potions. So I saved inside, and I couldn't get out because if I try to get out, I would die. So
Death out there.
I got out somehow, and then I started training, but I didn't get out because I was still not out of the whole dungeon, so I couldn't go back to the world map.
Mm.
So I didn't want to go all the way back. And it was not like, you just have to drop down some room. It was like sort of puzzles. And I'm like, I was like Shikamaru. I'm like, I don't want to do that. And so I stayed and I grind, and then I will keep going back between the hard room and the easy room.
Mm.
And it's such a, I don't know how to explain that game. It's hard. It's just like,
I believe it.
That's how you explain it.
That'll do. That'll do.
but it's not like, oh, I need to figure out how to do it. It's just like, you get these 5 bad guys and they all gang up on you, and it's like you don't even have a chance to do nothing.
Mm.
So I'm hitting 0 to every monster. The only reason I hit them is because I started adding to a skill point that says guard break, and it basically ignores defense randomly.
Mm.
Basically, I was grinding like that, and I was sort of getting to the power level of the bad guys,
Mm-hmm.
and I died. Like, I spawned, because sometimes you spawn and you're automatically stunned,
Mm.
Oh.
and that happened. The monster did like a ability that he doesn't do often. It was
Oh.
like a machine gun. I died, and he
Mm.
did it to all my characters.
Just instant kill.
Instant kill all my
Ouch.
characters, and no save
Oh, that
Ooh,
grinding.
and
for
no
hours.
I would have thrown the game.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I wanted to do that. Anyways, I started over and I grind again. I'm back. I'm finally back.
I think I got something here just for you, Frank.
What? What am I fighting for?
That's how I felt last night at exactly like 12:36.
I believe it. I believe it. He remembers. You don't forget. You
It's
don't
ingrained in
forget.
your mind now.
Folks, if you heard closely last night, and
That noise you heard. Oh, that was Frank.
Yeah, I didn't want to stop because I was so mad. I'm like, I gotta get back. I gotta wake up early to go to the soccer game, and I'm like, no. And I looked at the time, like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna risk
and
it.
that's
I
where
got it.
that's where you drink 2 Red Bulls and you
There you
power
go.
through it.
There you go. Fixes everything.
The gamer method.
Like a real gamer friend.
Exactly. True gamer.
Anyways, mostly playing 16. I finally got to where I can play the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm enjoying it a lot more this time around, not having to worry about learning how how to play,
Mhm.
not having to worry about what's gonna happen in the story. I kind of know it, so I'm kind of like following it a bit better. Still
Mm.
confused about a lot of stuff,
Mm.
but it's better. It's better the second time around.
Okay.
I still have the same complaints, or I don't want to say complaints, but like I would fix these things because I feel they would be better.
Also, tune into that last episode Richard was on. There was quite the review on Final Fantasy 16 that episode.
It's just I don't understand why it's so
It
dark.
sucks.
Listen, this is a quick version,
If I remember, it
and I
was
also can't put
more-
it down.
It was good, but
Having said that,
having said that,
I'll be
there
playing
was-
this game again. Thank you. Good night.
and he's true. He's true. Here we
it was
are.
Frank saying, "Yeah, this game was good, but this sucked. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked."
I will now continue playing this game until the next round.
Here,
So
DLC
confused.
acquired and everything.
It didn't suck. It just had some.
We're gonna go back to.
It had some characters that I feel you could have used instead of
Ah.
making Clive the all for one or one for all, whatever.
I love my hero.
Have each character be their own icon
Oh,
instead of making Clive be everything, and then you could
Mm.
switch between party members.
Okay, I see that.
That would be cool, and then it would give me a reason to be more invested in them. Because right now, have you met Gav, Richard?
I have.
I like him, but I think he looks dumb.
He does. They make him seem like that.
So it's like he's like
Hmm.
the best fight character in the game,
Mm.
but he has the dumbest look,
And
and I'm like, why, Gab? Why?
why?
He's like, I don't
What-
know.
what is
They
it?
created me like this way. You tell me why.
Something.
Yeah, he has like the Jedi little tail, and
Oh, he's still
Oh.
just a
rat tail.
Padawan.
Little rat tail.
Not even a master yet.
and then he has like a. Remember in Final Fantasy Tactics, the friend of Ramza, he looks like that, but in the early game,
Oh, okay.
like a yellow,
I s-
ugly looking.
Right. Okay.
uniform.
Now I get.
Squire look.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah, they didn't put much work into him. They're kind
Oh,
of just like,
tactics.
here he is.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he has the most lines in the game, but I was like, what? Anyways, I wish they had party members. I wish there was more color to the game because it's too dark. They have an alternate uniform, and
Huh.
it's like the same one. It's like, oh, yes,
Even
it's
darker.
a different black.
Even more gothic.
Gray, black, gray.
It's basically the same thing, except you know how he has like a red vest. Now it's black,
Even more gothic.
and it
What
has
color?
like a scratch,
There you go.
like he got scratched by a lion, and 3 scars, but the scars glow red.
That's a look.
And that's color.
I mean, at least
This sounds more hating on Final Fantasy 16, Frank.
no. Oh,
And you're still playing this, right?
For the
Hey.
second time.
hey, you know what? Okay, you're right. All right, let me say what I like.
Okay.
The music is great. I love
All right.
all the battle songs.
That's good.
All the boss battles are fun. I would have going back to it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
We lasted 5, maybe 6 seconds.
It comes in waves, right? It's
And then
like
the anger flows back to the top.
I don't know. It just keeps dragging me back.
Pulls me back in just when I thought it was out.
I mean, you love things so much, you hate them. I don't know,
There you
maybe.
go.
Is
I
that
don't-
what it
I
is?
It's a
hate
close. It's a
I
close
mean,
line.
I like Jill a lot. I think she makes more sense this second time around because I remember kind of like what we were talking about earlier where they curse unnecessarily, and I felt like there was a bunch of nude scenes unnecessarily.
uh-huh.
And then now that I played it again, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that wasn't as bad as I remembered. So Jill is great, Sid is great, Gav is great besides his look.
Uh-huh.
All the bosses are great, the music's great, and I like the story even though it confuses me in some parts.
Okay.
And the last thing is just I would have made Odin the final boss because he's just such a like I feel they invested so much time on that character
Mm-hmm.
when there is the actual final boss and he's just like, oh yeah, I was here in the back. Because I don't know how to explain it. You have think of it like this is how I see it. Imagine Cypher from Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay.
How you had that, clash with Squall and Cypher or Leon.
Kingdom Hearts fan.
and he wasn't the final boss because he was working for the final boss.
Right,
But wouldn't it have been like cool if
Right.
if he would have been like, you know what, screw you, Ultimecia, and like somehow he steals her power and now he's
You fight him.
Right.
and then it makes more sense because like you have more of a history with
I was
him.
gonna say yes.
So I feel like Odin, you have more of a thing going on with him, but he was not the final
Mhm.
boss. It was just like, oh, I'm working for the win, and then the guy's like, oh yeah, I guess he's strong,
you
but I don't feel that like
don't have that history.
yeah, like the Naruto
who
versus
are
Sasuke
you
or
again?
something.
Yeah,
I guess I gotta
right.
Fight you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Who's
So-
this guy?
Yeah, I guess I'll fight him.
and that's all I would change.
All right.
Okay, maybe more
Can't help himself.
maybe more skills per icon or like more development there because it was just like 3 skills per icon and then it's just like you get all this experience which you don't really need because one, you cannot equip everything at the same time. So as long as you have enough to buy enough for 3 icons, there's no need to save up for the rest because you could just reset anytime you want. So the whole getting more experience thing is just so you don't have to bother resetting, but it doesn't really make you stronger. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. Someone else go.
All right, get off the soapbox.
So Gav sucks.
And meanwhile, I believe this is Final Fantasy 16. Done.
But I'll be here next week.
Hey, but I'm excited to play the DLC.
And I was gonna say, and look forward to next week or next 2 weeks from now, next
Tune in
episode.
to the next hate play.
No,
Of-
no.
Love play.
Love
Love
play.
hate at least, maybe is the more accurate description there, perhaps. All right, Frank. Well,
I don't hate it because I'm at work.
Let me tell you guys. I swear, I don't.
I want to
hate
get the
it.
record straight here.
I'm at work and all I think about is getting home to play.
The
So
frustration that
it
builds
can't
up.
it can't be hate. It's gotta be
Yeah,
it's
I
love.
feel like
It's love. It's love.
A
I feel
very
like you
complicated
need to
love.
like the Ace Attorney thing.
Pursuit.
No, man. No, I got this, man. No.
Wait a second.
Yeah, that one. I swear I love this game. I just,
Objection.
Oh, it's just
You love it, but you just want the best for it. That's
Exactly.
all.
Complicated.
So
It's very complicated.
You want the best for the game.
Yeah,
No, that's
you
you
can do
wish.
better. It's like when I'm
You do
coaching. It's
better,
like
yeah.
I know you have that potential in you.
You got it in you, all right? Got
Uh-huh.
it. Got it deep down.
so
Pull
close.
it out. Alrighty, Frank. We'll save that for the next episode. Let's go across the pond here and ask Richard. Richard, what have you been up to? What you been watching or playing?
Watching. I just started Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I don't know if
Oh,
you guys. Yeah.
the new one.
new one.
Is that based on the movie?
Not really. I
Huh.
mean, it is because the premise,
Right.
like the spies and together, but it's not.
It's not like-
it's better than the movie.
It's not like they're gonna do what happened in the movie. It's
No, it's not like that.
just it's just that they're.
That's
I
what
don't- to be honest, I didn't even remember the movie. I'm just thinking
I
I've
like,
never
watched
seen
it
the movie.
once, and I didn't even. It wasn't
was it 2 spies that ended up working together or
They got married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It's
this
like-
is more of a. It's like that,
Dark Spy Family?
something like that. But then they end up fighting against each other because they think they're on different sides.
oh
But yeah, I started watching that. There's a couple episodes, in, and it's pretty good.
Doing the trick. Is that one on Amazon?
Amazon, yeah.
Amazon, okay. Would you so far you feeling confident? How would you feel recommendation wise?
Yeah, it's good.
So good? Okay.
I would say, yeah, check it out.
what would you fix?
Tell me the complications, Richard.
Yeah.
How can we make it better?
give it the old Frank
the Frank love
the
treatment?
Frank treatment.
Exactly.
No, it's good so far. I have no complaints.
Okay.
Yeah, so check it out. I'm only 2 episodes in.
Okay,
I
I
think
was
it's
gonna-
probably like 8.
Okay, I was gonna
episodes.
ask how long is okay, so nothing
I mean,
too
nothing. Yeah,
not a huge commitment.
Right. And this week, that's what I've been doing because I've been playing Final Fantasy 16 too.
Oh, 16. Also, you've been starting the 16.
So,
Nice,
so no one's
16.
playing a game we're currently covering today. Great.
Oh,
We
That's
well,
all.
I mean, we
I-
some of us got further than others. We'll say that.
Oh,
Stay
no.
tuned.
All I know
dabbled.
is like I like how you like here we're sort of playing one RPG. So I was like, I could do 2 of these at the
But
same time.
more Final Fantasy. More Final
Is this the
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 16 podcast or 17 or 7? Which
Well,
one
we
is
could,
it?
right now it's a 16.
It's
We'll get to
16 now.
7. We're working our way backwards.
But yeah, I've been playing 16.
First time playthrough.
First through. I like it. I was like, I
Little simple, maybe not as complex as
pretty-
Frank's thoughts, maybe.
No, well, I do have. Maybe it's because when I heard Frank talking about some of the complaints, so I just started just thinking about them, and they're kind of just engraved into my head. So I'm
Nah.
like, okay, maybe that
Like Frank's voice
is
echoing-
wrong.
echoing-
It really
I can't shake 'em.
is. I literally, when I heard them starting to cuss, I just remember Frank, and I was like, damn, did I want Frank in my head?
And I thought I was the negative one on the podcast.
But yeah, it's just small things though. But overall, I think it's a lot better Final Fantasy that has come out recently.
I was gonna say because I imagine you've also played 15, and
Right.
this is better than
It's already
15.
better than 15.
Okay, well then there you go.
My preference is way 15. If you like 15,
There's
No.
more Final Fantasy games. There might be 14/15 other Final Fantasies to check out.
It's 15 was fine, but yeah, 16. I like.
Okay, feeling that one.
Yeah.
Good to know. Nothing else for you, Richard? Anything of interest since it's been a minute since you've been here? Anything that of note you wanted to some highlights perhaps since your absence?
No highlights.
No highlights.
No highlights.
What about how about a game of the year perhaps? What was your favorite game of last year of 2023? Since
2020.
we haven't had you since then.
I play Zelda.
Zelda, oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
Zelda was good.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom is gonna be that was up there.
Okay, that makes sense. That was on all of our lists.
Yeah,
I think technically it was our winner. Now I think about it.
Yeah, it did one.
Point wise, it was technically Taku's favorite game of 2023.
Was that number? That
Everyone had that one.
Yeah, everyone,
had that
everyone had it
game.
like number 2 or 3 on their list.
Not number
feel.
one, but everyone.
Yeah,
had
but
it.
it's number wise, you do the math. It's
See-
technically one.
See, no, it'd be
so
number,
no one picked the number one.
Number one, but because of our little points, because we did our top 5
Oh.
of everybody's, and it was on everyone's list, and high enough to get the number 1
Yeah.
spot. Followed by I think in Fire Emblem Engage between me and Frank. Shocker,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, that's it. Yeah, there we go again. Yeah,
And then I forgot a third winner, but you could go back and listen to the episode. It's listed wherever you're listening to this podcast. Alrighty then. Okay, with Richard, I think, brother, it's up to you, Miles. What have you been recently been watching and playing?
I'll start with a little light appetizer here.
Okay.
I recently played a little demo for was it Princess Peach Showtime?
Oh.
Ooh.
Showtime.
It came out I think a couple days ago. So I was curious,
Hey, freeze free.
and it's like it. The problem is we're running to the Switch problem. We always every time we always talk about the Switch, we always run to the problem in which now it's like, boy, the frame rate here needs a little more time to cook.
A little sluggish.
It is a kind of like almost kind of not. I wouldn't say it's unplayable, but you could feel the we're getting like just the right amount. Like, what's the Switch 2 coming out? What's the Switch 2?
It's almost like the console's 7/8 years old now.
And and it's just like you feel it in cutscenes. You feel it during gameplay.
Ooh, even cutscenes?
Yeah, in cutscenes. You could feel this. I say it's pretty. The songs are pretty, right? No,
Mm.
thank you. But it runs at a very
Performance wise.
It runs even I think lower than like 30 FPS.
Ooh.
It's like you can feel like this poor machine's like sweating. It's like like, I don't know what to do with this, boss. I'm trying my best here. I don't know how this is supposed to work. I'm trying here, but
There's Sephiroth with his meteor, and then there's your Switch next to it. Which one's hotter?
it's like but overall they had two of her abilities because it is funny because that game's more kind of like Kirby like, and it makes sense because it's by Good Feel, the studio that made Kirby's Extra Yarn and Yoshi's Woolly World and Yoshi's Crafted World. The same development team under Nintendo, but Nintendo's Nintendo game.
Ah.
And you can tell like a lot of Kirby-esque things. She gets trapped. Let's see. So I guess in the premise of the game. So I guess Peach gets invited. No, just like Luigi. She gets invited to go. Hey, you want to go watch this play over here at this theater?
There you go.
You want to go to this? Like totally nothing bad's gonna happen here. Doing check it, Mario. No, it's fine.
Don't bring him.
No, it's fine. You can handle this. Yeah, sure. And Carla, she goes to the theater, I guess, because they're like different, like little mini theaters inside the theater, like a big giant theater.
Mm.
And that's it. And they're, here comes the bad guy, and now you're trapped here forever.
Is it Bowser?
No, it's some like new kind of like enemy, like a kind of like not was it in Persona 5? Not no, they don't call it Lupin. Is it Arsene Lupin? What's the
Arson?
Arsene?
Your Persona?
Yeah, it's basically Arsene like kind of rip off. But took over the theater, and now she's ruined all the plays. So you must use help of this little guy named Sparkle, and he's supposed to use Sparkle to kind of to bring the theater back to life, so that way she could watch the show.
Sounds like a Mario game.
It's not like, yeah, sure, whatever. So it's weird because the game is kind of in 3D and then it goes back to 2D platforming for some reason, or it's more like a Kirby side-scrolling game, more kind of like that. So you can move back and forth in the environment, but it's like a stage play. So there's elements falling down. You must use your ribbon to make the enemies, I would say, not die, but then kind of just
Stunned
and disappear, I guess.
Oh.
And so you go out the whole stage level and you try because they're all deemed different like mini plays, I guess. So they don't demo like her being I guess like a swordsman or swordswoman, I guess. That's how you look at it. You go through the game and then she transforms, kind of like Kirby / Mario or Wonderland kind of transforming, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's holds a sword, and now she could fight around. And she could destroy like these items, and that's how the game is. Like you help little guys get their sparkle back because they like, oh, this play is hard. I need motivation. I guess she motivates them to get back up and
all the
before into
sparkles.
play. Yeah, it's a kid's game.
Checks out.
But man, boy, the performance of this game just kind of like
That bad, huh?
It kind of like it made it. It's getting close to the Link's Awakening.
Oh, that is bad.
That was like the port, and there had nothing. There's no weird filters, things like that. But just like the way how I guess it's graphically animated or something like that, it just causes the Switch to I don't know what to do with this, and it's playable, but you could feel like the Switch we're like we squeeze the last juice of this thing, and it barely could hold this thing together,
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you're not going to pre-order this on day one or right now.
Not exactly, but it's like the other one. Cause I really want to get through another code first, because now that one I'm more inside about. It actually runs. But I do like. I'll keep it in the back burner because Good Field does make good games. It's not a terrible game. It's just that performance wise, just it could. It's a lot to be desired performance wise, but gameplay is fine. It's first Peach game since the weird DS game which she was using her emotions to fight.
Oh yeah.
So that at least there's more progressive, because at least there's
more modern times. I hope
they do give her different. It's a lot like Borderland kind of Kirby power ups they give her.
That's what it sounds like to me.
And so of course another just prepare for our sad thing this week. I played Final Fantasy VII Remake because I have not played 7 at all.
I was say you have not played OG 7.
I know. I think I said zero, but I played mostly like 10, all 13. Oh, I guess 10 too.
You're a PS2 Final Fantasy man.
Yeah. Oh, and Final Fantasy 12. That's and I also played Infamous 15. That was you missed that one. That was a couple weeks ago when I finished that.
He also had. I was also similar like a Frank review on that one.
Yeah, played it anyway, but it makes sense of whatever was going on there. I have no idea. Anyway. So back to
a lot of feelings. Check out the podcast if you need to know the details.
So 7 Remake, I guess is interesting because for one I was playing a PS4 because I got a free copy because I had the premium membership, so I get a free copy of
the Plus service
of Remake. It actually was fine on the PS4. I seen Ray playing Remake a little bit on the PS5. Of course, it's nicer, but for PS5 it doesn't run bad. It's
better than the Peach game. It sounds like.
It is interesting because it's a lot of this. It is basically like, what if we put Kingdom Hearts in Final Fantasy? Would the hell that work? Because it's Nomura, right? So it's like, yeah, that's what it is. Like it's a lot of comboing. You switch back and forth between different characters. So my gripe was materia because materia is kind of like, you want to put material on your guys. You want to keep this materia. Don't switch out materia. You want to keep the material you have because the only way to level to get like your fire aga, I guess, right? Not fire up, but like the aga spells, you have to keep leveling that material up, and so they can't leave anybody. So Aerith's she's pretty much going to be the magic user, so that's all she gets, magic material, and that's it. So the game can be very customizable, I guess, considering from the first one or the original one. So you could make characters be whatever they want. You can make Cloud a magic user and just make him do that. You get a lot of customization. Story wise, it's kind of a little bonkers.
It's a lot,
and also it's a little bit kind of like I wouldn't say stretching, but there's a lot of points that going, wow, they really lay into the fact like, wow, this Sector 5 is pretty big, guys. We gotta stroll around here. We're gonna go down these very Assassin's Creed level traversal for some reason, going down
kind of that one segment in Remake.
Yeah,
after the church, I believe.
But no, overall the game's fine. You know, it's a nice interface. You know, the game's very generous, giving you stuff. You know, in case you're gonna die. Like I got like a bunch of potions, a bunch of stuff I ever picked up, or you know, they're cheap in the vending machines.
I do like the discounts.
And you know, and the music is catchy as heck.
Oh, that's definitely true.
The music, the thing in Final Fantasy. For sure.
Mhm.
You know, of course, there's the dancing mini game, which I still to this day can't. You know, I have nightmares of because like that. I never seen it. I never seen a really game in which the input flies at you and it's like, was right behind Cloud. You better not miss that. The X. Wait, what? Where's it? And then you just time it wrong because you didn't realize it's right behind Cloud. Like, you didn't do 100%.
Gotta go fast.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I had to finish. I need to finish it to get to Rebirth. Yeah, no, it was a very tense because I was like, oh boy, here we go. Because the only problem with that game is that I think like at the end, like not to the end game, but like third of the game, all of a sudden like it was like a nice stroll park. Like, okay, we got to get to the certain point. Can't do nothing but boss rush battles for like the next like couple end chapters. It's just like, oh boy, just keep pumping me with all these like boss fights. And it's like, can I get a break? Can I just? Or like, no, gotta keep going through it.
No days off.
And I said, and it's very interesting the fact that pretty much, you know, like you get weapons and then like you can just level up the weapons. That's an individual XP from the other weapons, but you can level it up somehow with proficiency and like
The abilities.
and just
Mhm.
like and like the limit breaks and that's a system I didn't figure out how that worked for like a while.
Yeah, I thought the level up system for Remake was kind of weird. Well, at least with the swords and the
Yeah.
accessories, it was kind of.
You guys like
Little
here's a new sword. It's like when now level this thing up, but I gotta work with it. No, you gotta level this thing up.
Yeah, first, and then you got another one. Then you got to start from scratch again.
Yeah, and it's like, well, do I want to keep this one? No, because you want to get that ability so that we have the ability all the time.
Right.
Then switch to another weapon. Like, you know, you toss that weapon out the trash, and then you get this new one and level that up to get that ability, toss it out the trash, and then you choose whatever one you want at the end game. It's very interesting, I guess, how they, I guess, approach the whole Final Fantasy, but also being Kingdom Hearts at the same time. Kind of a
A
weird.
little bit. It's definitely got
a
some
little mix.
influence.
That's
Yeah.
different from the original, for sure. If I
Yeah.
remember right. Yeah, because in the original, you just get your weapons and they're just better.
Exactly. Every
They're just
stat is
better.
higher,
Yeah,
so
it's
you're
higher,
gonna equip
so
the
you
new
gotta
one.
Get the better one, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. The only good thing is for me, similar thoughts, but to me it's like, okay, which weapon is designed for physical and which one's designed for magic use, right?
Yeah.
And like that's, you know, depending on your team build up, because in Remake this is your team going to be for a while, so it's up to you how do you want to design your team that way. And I do like the customization you get with all the different materia, so if you want to play it this way, you play like this and like that. So it's nice to have options, but to me, to simplify, that's the way my brain works: is magic or physical. And depending if Aerith was on the team, that would definitely change things
Yeah,
up.
because I think everyone's on the team. Like, well, Cloud, here's your Mystic Sword. Get the casting.
There you go. Do some magic.
Yeah. But you know, all the game's fine. The story kind of makes sense. It doesn't make sense at the same time. Both Sephiroth being Sephiroth and the world's expanding. I guess we're gonna go out there to the wilderness. Like what we doing with Rebirth, right?
Oh, there you go.
But you
We'll
know,
find out soon.
and I could play it actually in like a nicer PS5 because there's no PS4 version of Rebirth.
Congratulations, brother. You caught up with today. The cool
Yeah.
kids. You finally get the cool kids stable.
That's been pretty much my week. It's been a very long personal time to get to Rebirth.
It's a long journey. Long journey indeed.
To go absolutely to one down over. Oh, okay.
You just go outside the. Yay! Ooh, the sun.
All right. So that is my turn, apparently, for the week. And I guess I'll continue the vibe a little bit with Final Fantasy VII Remake, since I also finished it. But I played the original 7, so I know how that's supposed to work. But the remake is the first time I played through it, and I finished it just in time for Rebirth as well. And boy, that last part kind of sucks. I don't know how you guys, did you guys like the last part? The last part of the game, I was just like, I can't stand this.
No,
It was nothing but like over. We're gonna do this right now. Okay, I guess I'm gonna do this right now. I guess I'm going to fight again.
Just because they had to do something to make it feel like an ending
Right.
in the game, but it was just kind of why.
Yeah, the whole Shinra Tower
It just
wasn't.
made it just kind of. They didn't do a good job on it. I don't think.
Yeah, I was okay
It
with it,
was-
with the stretching in the middle part, but the last third of the game was just like, really? More?
Yeah.
How much are we gonna keep doing in Midgard? When the hell are we gonna get out of here?
Can we just go?
Yeah, honestly, towards the end, I was just like, I just want to go. I want to start playing Rebirth. I have it. The deluxe edition sitting right here. Let me crack it
It's
open.
right there on the freeway.
It's staring.
Can we just cross it? Oh, Sephiroth's here. Dang.
Yeah, the
God
only
damn it,
problem is
Sephiroth.
that it's a goofy the bicycle nonsense or the bike.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
oh my god, that was probably the worst segment.
And it's just like, oh, like I gotta do what now? And I gotta like, I thought we're done
Slash.
with this. And it's like it remind me of Breath of the Wild. And here's Ganon, you gotta fight Ganon now in this form outside on the field. Why am I fighting Ganon again on the field? It's just like, what is this weird?
Didn't in Remake they like try to make some like dude like Cloud's like rival or something in the bike scene?
Yeah, but he only shows up early on. Though I think if I remember the trailer for Rebirth, that he's going to reemerge.
He's going back.
His boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly. All these soldiers, all his ex-soldiers, all
we need him.
his
in
best
Rebirth,
friends
yeah.
are showing up.
Already saw him.
Oh, you're mine's in. Perhaps someone's a little more head than
I
others.
thought that was
Gosh darn it.
the last we saw him. I was kind of glad.
Yeah, but now there's apparently
He's
more.
coming back.
Who also definitely looks like another. Well, they all look like Kingdom Hearts rejects, I suppose. But that guy really looks like a Kingdom Hearts reject. Like, didn't I kill? Was this guy Power Organizer 13?
But he has buckle and belt to prove it.
Got the little spike here and everything. But yes, overall it was pretty good. I guess a slight spoiler for what we're gonna talk about Rebirth. It is interesting to see the difference between the original or remake original and now the sequel Rebirth of how the remake is the combat's a little bit more heavier and a little bit more enclosed. But when again, Rebirth is a little bit faster and more open world kind of stuff, environments going on. So it's interesting to contrast the two, which I'm not sure I would realize it unless I played remake and then played Rebirth right afterwards, right? So it's interesting to see the subtle but important changes between the two games. So I was kind of glad I had the chance to experience remake and then jump into this one. Sadly, because of time, I did not play the DLC. I don't know. Did you guys ever play the DLC for the remake? The intermission?
I watched my brother play it, but I didn't get to.
Yeah, that's when
I
Luffy,
did-
right?
Yeah, Luffy,
I did start a little
I
bit of
did not.
it to get the save data, so that way you get the special item in Rebirth.
All right, if you have a save.
But, it was-
freebie.
It was interesting. I do like the fact that the Hot Minute I play is Yuffie. She does have ability to use new elements on the fly, so that was nice.
Oh yeah.
It's not you don't have to worry about. Do I have a fire material? Well, they did address in Rebirth. They did address that, so that way you don't have to worry about
Mhm.
I have a slot. Where did I put this? I have no slots. What do I do with this? I don't know.
Help him as a helping hand, and Rebirth seems like so many. I'm kind of like, which one? something. The
I'm waiting for the. I was like re-end. I can't wait for the next.
Reunion.
Probably, honestly, probably right.
Well,
it has to. It almost
spoiler-
has to be.
Spoiled. That's it.
They're official.
Roll credits. That's
Put
it.
your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. Place your bets. Place your bets.
Oops.
There it is. But yes, but overall, a pretty good experience, and it is the game I remember. And
Did you like
still
the
slightly
changes
different.
they did
The
story wise?
You
don't want to say anything.
Well, I was gonna say
but
because
did you-
because sadly Miles, once again, I don't know if I said this a lot. Miles has not played the original
I
7,
said it
so we're
earlier.
gonna have to tippy toe a little bit sometimes around Miles, so he doesn't get spoiled.
I do know some key scenes that I've seen on the internet.
Well, there's the
You-
one obvious one that
Right.
you have to know just because you've been playing video games for the last 20 something years. But even more the details and everything else behind that.
Gonna find out if it happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll find out if it's still happening here. I liked when they talked about it early on, where it's more like what's happening here, and it's kind of more of a mystery that certain people seem to know what's going on or have like like some kind of feeling of like, there's a disturbance in the force, I think, or something like that had me interested. But then by the last part where they just like spilled its guts and explains everything to you, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I didn't need this.
Yeah, this story in your face.
Yeah.
And, this is the game.
Yeah, basically, yeah, just it was too much explanation at the very end and didn't do anything. And then I was kind of like, okay, slight spoilers for those who are not familiar with the remake and original 7, here we go. When you get to, I personally thought when you, in the original OG PlayStation 1 version, when you just walk in and the president's office is just fucking dead with the giant sword, and it was like, oh, goddamn. I remember like, damn, that was like crazy. And the remake was just kind of like, oh, wasn't as effective to me, I
Right.
guess. But I don't know, this is my little kid brain being like, oh my God, freaking out on me. So that was like one little minor change that like he still gets stabbed basically. So I mean that's technically still there. But the fact you just like stumble upon his body, it's like, what the fuck? We were gonna fight this guy, and this guy's already fucking
It's
dead.
very dead.
It's like, what the fuck? I climbed how many floors I got to get here. And I just remember thinking like, oh shit, as a kid. So yeah, I guess a little disappointing in that ever so slightly different change. And oh god, that rooftop fight in Remake is terrible, by the way.
Yeah, I remember.
He's
it
just
being a
countering
lot
all the
better.
time.
Right.
And you just have to wait for him.
That was a scene I was looking forward to because
Right.
the original was a lot. It was.
cool.
I remember it being a lot better.
Right.
And then Remake, I was like, wait, am I even doing this? Like,
every
is
time
this
you
it?
Yeah,
This
because
is
every
what
time you attack him, he
I'm
just
getting?
instantly counterattacks you. So you have to
Yeah.
wait till he runs out of bullets and then you could attack.
It just seemed like a different game and all. Like, it didn't have Final Fantasy taste. I felt.
Yeah,
it was just weird.
The pacing.
Yeah, it was just nah.
It took me out of it. So yeah, as I said, the last part of the game is just kind of meh. But overall,
Right.
still good and, super pretty. And, the music, oh my god, the music sometimes. As I mentioned last time, I might have to change on my underwear a few times every time some of those music pieces kick in.
That's what
beautiful.
makes the game come back and hit.
Exactly.
Like the nostalgia. Like, okay, yeah, I am playing Final
And
Fantasy.
that's what it is. They know where the nostalgia is, and god damn it works. I almost said I'm almost mad how much it works so well, but it does. But yes, very good game. We're ready for Rebirth. And then the other thing of note I will mention, as I teased before, is the One Piece journey, Frank. I've made some way. I am now officially past the time skip.
Oh.
I finished.
Fishman Island?
I finished the conflict has been resolved, and we found out a mystery. Robin's ongoing mystery, a piece of that puzzle, I guess. Because Robin, she's out searching. She's looking for them ancient.
Oh, she read the
She-
poneglyph.
And
Okay.
yes, and one of the secrets,
Oh, okay.
or I guess maybe it's the big secret. I don't know because I haven't read it, but I'm assuming.
I don't think it's that big for me.
Well then, okay. Well then, never mind. That's apparently it's not important. Throw it away, folks.
I mean, it is important. It is important, but it's just like you're talking about the ancient weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not maybe I shouldn't have.
I didn't like that island.
I didn't either. I was going to ask you,
I
how did you feel about that arc?
I almost hated that part. I'm like, oh,
I was like, fine. I was trying to read it one night. I'm like, I need a break. I can't keep going.
I'm like, damn, this guy's like not worthy of being the boss.
He's like Arlong is like okay, but Arlong was like forever ago, and like
Yeah.
he's just more Arlong and like but worse Arlong.
I feel like in Dragon Ball, like they're fighting Boo, and then like suddenly Frieza comes back. Like, it's like, wait,
Oh shit! It's Raditz. Ah!
even more, even worse.
yeah, like why are we worried about you? Like,
Honestly, that's what it felt like to me.
yeah, I'm like, oh, because he took drugs.
Yeah, it's like he's on steroids, and I'm like, so what? Arlong was like forever ago. You know how many things we've done since Arlong? like, come on, get out of here.
Like Zoro should have been able to kill him easily, but
Right, right.
I think when he found him, he was underwater or something like that.
yeah, they try to like explain that, I guess.
So yeah, thankfully after this, I like. the
Okay,
rest
I was gonna
better.
say, I was gonna ask you, does it pick up from here, Frank?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I always saw the ebbs and flows of this manga. Every ebbs and flows.
It feels like it
Yeah.
overall my journey.
Yeah, that for me, that's the one part that I really didn't like Fishman Island. I guess I just don't like water, like underwater levels.
Yeah, that's true. The Sonic fan in me doesn't like it either.
Yeah, but I feel like after this one, they kind of set up for like the long term.
The big one, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, and then the
Yeah, because the next 4
Mhm.
islands are connected.
Oh, okay. Well, something to look forward to. I am curious about that because the epicness that was before the time skip, all the constant fighting, like part of me liked it, and part of me was kind of exhausted from all that stuff, from doing all those events, trying to not spoil it for people who are not aware.
Okay.
It's and yeah, the only good thing, as I mentioned last time, is the big spoiler at the end of that. I already knew about that, and I told this to Miles. It's like surprisingly, it actually, because I knew that spoiler, it kind of worked better for me, because honestly, if I didn't know that, I would have been really like bummed out or disappointed by it, because it doesn't do anything for me.
There is no One Piece.
It does absolutely nothing for me.
To me, it doesn't make sense.
Okay. I'm loving every minute of this right now. I'm not crazy. For once, I'm not by
Yeah.
myself.
There, you can take the jacket off, brother. You can take the jacket.
Get these straights off of me.
Kind of describe it, or
A little bit. I'll let it be. Let's
All
let
right.
it be, Frank.
Well,
Keeping the
You
mystery
know that
with our
that
listeners.
item was a cool item, man. That item, it did.
Well,
crazy shit.
Well, this one it's more like a signal. I don't know how to explain.
Okay, okay.
Would you say that's
yeah, I guess so. And I see what you're saying.
the other one is more like like a
Okay.
gun, like a gun.
Okay. Oh, all right. Got you. 100% got you now.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
And
good
then
to
the
know.
third one, I have no idea.
All right. Well, that's
We know where it is.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably a lot of chapters for me because I think technically where I'm at right now is maybe roughly halfway ish now because I think aren't they like at like 1100 something now?
Yeah.
And I'm at 600 something. So
Okay, so just right there,
So yeah, I've been talking about it for a few months now here on the podcast on this, and I'm just reading the manga, which is the faster way to get through this
Is that really
series.
the faster way?
Yeah, faster is the key word, or the E and R is really big in that word.
Like so intimidated to jump into that.
It's a lot, and there's certain parts I would just cut, as Frank mentioned. The Count Chocula, skip that.
Count Chocula, I forgot the Count Chocula.
The Count Chocula when he becomes a boxer,
Oh yeah.
skip that. Exactly, skip that. Even Skypedia, just skip that.
I'm still waiting for that to be relevant. The boxing part, like, cause
Me
okay,
too.
I didn't like Skypedia too much.
I was okay with it, but
But-
now looking back, I feel like what a waste of time.
I mean, now with what's happened
Exactly.
in the current episodes, it's like Skypedia was foreshadowing so much.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing is he tries his best to be like, okay, remember I wasted all that time doing this? Well, what if I told you there's something going? There was a reason for it.
There's like a lot of lore there.
Yes, apparently, because his power up talks about one of the things from there, right?
Yeah, but even like not that.
Right, I imagine more.
Looking at the people there, they're not even human. Now that I think about it,
I believe it.
because you remember how Nolan found the city of gold,
Right.
and then he told his king or something, and we went to look for it, and it was gone.
Right.
All those people that were
God,
there.
that was a whole bit. The whole backstory.
Yeah,
That thing was long. I skipped most of that. I won't lie.
yeah.
I was like falling asleep also in that part.
And those
I'll
people
read
got
the
stuck in the
Wiki page.
sky.
Right,
and now
right.
The
They wouldn't believe him.
regular humans were fighting the
Right.
the
God, I forgot.
angels.
It's amazing the things your brain just erases.
And that's where became Skyloft up in the sky.
Yeah, I love Bioshock Infinite.
Alright.
But
So
yes.
cool.
Yeah, but yeah, overall I'm still enjoying it. I still think is it Enos? I always forget, is it Enos lobby is still my favorite one so far. Though probably followed by your thriller Bark.
Bark.
Through the
You
bark.
said
I want to say Park every time.
No.
Pretty much. And that poor guy, he doesn't make it forever, does he? Well, it's a mystery at the moment where I'm at. What happened to
What?
that guy? Mr. I don't know, Tim Burton?
Moria?
Yes. It's a mystery where I left off. It's implied nothing good happened to him. And then I still don't know what the mystery. Well, the whole Kuma, is that the other
Yeah.
pirate? Yes.
Bear?
That's the whole interesting thing we've teased at that maybe we'll get an official answer soon on what the hell happened there.
They're barely like in the manga right now. They're showing his backstory.
Oh my god, fuck me. All right, I didn't see that coming. Oh my god, yikes! Because like that's a whole thing. That's also like a big plot point of what happened because of what happens there. We're allowed to have our time skip basically.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That
Now it makes sense why he sent everybody.
doing their
away.
thing. I assume there's something behind that motivation. Interesting. Jesus Christ, how much long? All right, stay tuned. And 2025, when I'll get there to talk about how I feel about One Piece. But all right, but
They still haven't found it.
okay. So
They still haven't found it. Jesus.
You know, like a couple of not a couple of, but like probably like half a year worth of manga.
mhm.
Somebody said, "All right, time to look for the One Piece." Like
Are
now,
they, like, what are we doing? Oh, we're looking for the One Piece.
All right, that's what we want.
we're
One
talking-
Piece. Slightly question: how far am I from Gear 4, Frank?
so you are 2 islands away from.
Okay.
Like,
So
yes.
not super soon, but not so super far either.
You're reading the manga.
Yeah, manga wise.
Yeah, you're pretty close. And then
Relative.
for
Okay.
manga.
The thought has, because I think I've seen Gear 4, and I think now in my head I'm putting it together like why Gear 4 is Gear 4, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
So the next island is very short.
Okay.
So you're pretty close.
Pretty close. Okay.
The next island. So you're gonna go to Punk Hazard, short part there, and then Dressrosa. That's a big one,
Mm,
and that's where it happens.
okay. It was fun once again to see the Battle Royale in the previous arc before the time skip to see old faces come back. So it was like a very like, oh look, these fuckers are still around. That's interesting.
I like seeing that in the after the time skip.
Oh, well, we see more. Okay. Curious to see what everyone's been up to since a lot of things have changed in those 2 years. And plus to see the famous Whitebeard was also the hype was real apparently. Because they kept talking, they hyping this man throughout this whole series, and you finally see him go in action. Like, oh, all right.
You know what? And I feel like he's the weakest one.
He isn't tall enough, Frank. He's not tall enough.
Like out of the emperors.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
okay.
like how the other ones are.
Okay, interesting. Just let you know, Richard, in the world of One Piece, if you're 8 feet tall, you're kind of short.
Yeah,
That's how it works
you
here.
You have to be tall. You have to be
Taller, the stronger. That's how it works in this world,
Okay.
apparently.
You know what? That is true.
Because the scale keeps getting bigger and bigger each arc I read. I'm just like, when is it going to stop?
Just villain gets taller and taller.
Honestly. It's just who's got to forget Godzilla. Look
Like-
out for this guy.
For
Godzilla's the final boss.
Yeah. He's
No,
like the third guy.
No, he's gonna
maybe.
pick Godzilla up like this. All cute toy.
He's like the lieutenant at the door, maybe.
yeah, for the majority of the whole story, bigger characters are generally stronger, and it's kind of because if you think about it, like in Dragon Ball Z, you see these huge monsters, and they're not that strong.
Right, yeah,
But
exactly. They
in
get
One
pummeled
Piece,
it.
if they're big, like usually
Look
a good,
out.
That's a good indicator. like, do you
The
remember
bigger the better.
Yeah, honestly.
Drogi and Brogi, something like that?
Oh yeah,
the two giants.
two
fighting?
giants early on.
Those guys just came out again,
Oh,
and they're like, you know how they came out early in the story. So you're like, usually in series, somebody that comes out early, they're weak,
right.
but they're back, and it's like they didn't skip a beat.
There you
They're in par with everybody else. So that's one thing that I think it's kind of interesting about One Piece, where giants are very, very, very important.
Yes, seems like it.
They are like the main thing, I would say.
You would say the goal. You would say the main. Oh,
I know what Oda's tags are when he goes on Pornhub. I'll tell you that.
bigger. Yeah.
Bigger the better.
I want to talk
Interesting.
about it, but at the same time, probably should.
I'm gonna ask you to restrain yourself, Frank. Give me in 2026. I'll get there.
This is what I would do.
This is how I would do Gear 5.
I'll say this: I do like Gear 5, but I feel like they did make it a little too powerful, and I feel like they could have done what it does and not give it that almost unlimited power. So when you get to it, you'll see what I mean.
Okay. Last question for One Piece, Frank. Am I crazy, or does I always want to say, every time I think of her, I want to say Namine, but just Nami. Does she like grow like an extra foot or something? Am I crazy? She looks like crazy tall to me now in the time skip, and I'm just like, well, how old is she? Like, that's a hell of a late growth spurt for this girl.
I feel like she grew, but the other way around. Like,
That was gonna be my question.
Well,
What kind of growth?
Oh, okay.
She let herself go in those 2 years.
yeah, it's just. I mean, she did change a lot. You're not crazy.
Okay, because everyone looks like. Minus Frankie, but Frankie's kind of a weirdo, so of course.
To me, the one that bothers me the most is Robin.
Robin, really?
Yes.
Doesn't she just have shades on? Like, that's her difference?
No, she just like she's a Sammy Sosa.
Sammy
She's
Sosa?
Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Oh, well, that's hard to tell in the manga pages.
Oh yeah, in the pre-time skip, she's like
She stays away from the sun.
she's black. She's like
She's dark.
yeah, she's like a Indian woman or
Something.
yeah, and then after she's this blonde girl, like not blonde,
Oh.
but like light skinned girl, like
Oh, well.
white girl.
You know, she got caught up in a couple anime series, stayed away from the sun. That's what happens.
The crazy thing is like she's supposed to be Russian.
All right, and I didn't know that part. Nico Robin doesn't. I'm not from.
Yeah,
Nico.
I mean, if you
Okay,
say it with the right, you go, oh, okay.
Nico.
Because most of the time they call her Robin. I feel like.
Well, I mean, I don't know how her name relates to the actual country,
There's
but
that too. Right?
they asked Oda
Mm-hmm.
like where would they be from if they were in the real world, and
Ah.
she's supposed to be Russian. I only remember her and Luffy, and Luffy's supposed to be Brazilian,
I could kind of see it.
which kind of makes me mad that they didn't pick a Brazilian person to be in the live action.
for Luffy? Luffy's
Yeah.
supposed to be Brazil.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Brazilian.
Well,
They
he's not white.
You gotta-
DC's not white.
Right.
Anyways,
So there you
just Robin.
Robin's. I guess I need to go look at the animated versions to see the difference.
It's way different. They're way
I
different.
know. And something happened to Zoro that no one ever asks apparently in the manga, which I'm like, I have a question.
Yeah, like
What happened? What happened to your face?
his eye.
Yeah, basically. I'm assuming at some point we're gonna acknowledge it, but like no one even like points it out. Be like, aren't you missing an eye?
We don't know still,
We still don't know.
but there is a mystery about people's left eye.
Okay. Oh no. I love Naruto. Here we go
And there's
again.
gonna be a guy there with a bunch of eyes in his arm.
Does he have a? He's got to kind of have this headband on and tilts it, or a mask or something. I look forward to this. All right, so I think we finally did. We've completed our first segment of the podcast, and we'll quickly go through our little bit news, and I guess we'll go through. We got what do we have? Like one sad big news, I guess, and then
the only interesting note because there was Microsoft partner direct code showcase whatever
what was in there? Oh, Persona.
Persona.
Yeah.
So basically, guess what, folks? We're doing the Persona Fez. We're doing that as a expansion pass, which they didn't say how much it costs. That was a great one. But one of the DLCs to get is the answer part where with episode Agnes, I guess.
Right.
So I guess we're gonna actually get that after all. So everyone can be quiet. And it says, "But you asked about the female MC one more time, guys. I'm gonna show this up."
People really do want the femme NPC or the femme protagonist. I forget they call her something on the internet webs.
But it was gonna be just like Vengeance, whatever the Shin Megami 5. It'll be a new format of.
All right, isn't there a female protagonist now there? Or am I high?
Yeah, that's in there.
I never saw the trailer for it. I saw like one
they're making
picture.
another version. Don't be surprised. It'll be like
there's
reload with the female.
I mean, they did it with Persona 5, so reloaded again, reloaded remake.
Yeah.
Confirm. They love the RE, like I said.
Reload. You know, so I won't be surprised.
Rebuy.
But the interesting thing here is that apparently if you're a Game Pass subscriber, because you can play
Reload. There you go, huh?
You're free
So many
P3 Reload on there as it is. You also you can also play DLC when that comes out
Oh,
for
there
free.
you go.
So
I'm good to go, though. I already have a PlayStation
yeah,
copy
and
staring at me.
all the other games, no, there are a lot of like more indie games. No,
I didn't catch
look at
any
it,
of those.
look at it. It's a lot of third party games because no one knows what's going to do it until like the summertime. We're gonna figure out what after the Reaper. It's always like, man, I don't know what you do after this, but Reaper's gonna carry us the rest of the year. I hope, right?
It's looking pretty quiet on the Sony front.
Just like the video game industry in general, but we're not going to do that one because that'd be too sad.
Yeah, well, that is a lot of sad news. But I guess on the bigger sad news of this week, sadly, that happened that I found out late on. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday night.
It was Thursday night when they announced it.
It was one of those, you turn on your phone, you're just killing time for a few minutes, and you're like, I'm sorry, what now? And you do a double check.
Or your friend will text you and like, oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, or that'll also, for me, sadly, it was the internet. Well, actually, it was, I'll take it back. It was you, Miles, wasn't it?
Well, I told you about it.
You told me about it, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, fuck, he's not lying to me, shit.
Because a friend of mine was telling me, like, because I was busy at work that night, and then, it's like, finally, when I sat down, I was getting ready to go back, come back home, so my friend was texting me, he's like, what happened? So I'm like, oh, yeah, this person passed away. Like, I'm sorry, what now?
Yeah, speaking of which, by the way, if it wasn't obvious, sadly, the creator of Dragon Ball, Dr. Slump, the character designer of all your favorite Square Enix, or a lot of Square Enix titles, has passed away, who is Akira Toriyama, for those who do not know. And that's a major blow as a 90s kid who grew up on a lot of his works, both in anime and video game form. As I was trying to send it, there's not too many blows when you get in these news when people pass. It's always sad when someone passes away, but these certain people, figureheads that you have in your mind, at least for me, that when you see them, it's hard to believe, I guess. And it's one of those where I didn't want to believe it, but sadly that's the truth. And just, it's just a big sad moment because, without this man's work and effort that he's put in for decades.
Half anime wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of manga, anime.
Well, there's like Tetsuka and there's Toriyama right after.
Yeah, he's one of the few names up there in the industry who, he influenced so many people, little, fans of his work, and inspired so many artists to, for generations to come and try to, rekindle some of the magic he brought to us and, give it back to the world. And so it's a bit of a bummer to hear the passing of Toriyama. I know sometimes we give him a little bit of jab here and there on the podcast because But that's because we love Dragon Ball so much, and Dragon Ball's
And we
the
all do
GOAT.
wanna
Let's be
know-
honest.
We all want to know where's launch at.
Where's she at? She's still looking for Tien Shinhan, apparently. So yeah, it's just kind of sad to break it out. But I thought to try to turn something good into something bad, I was going to ask the panel any particular maybe favorite games or moments in Dragon Ball history that comes
Future
to
Trunks.
mind. Future Trunks.
Future Trunks.
There you go.
When man comes in after all the work Goku to try to beat Frieza, whatever, this man comes in, that's nice and nice, and we're
he's
done.
dead in seconds.
And like just like no, not like we're not gonna have any of this shit. No. Oh, I'm back. I'm gonna be
in
stronger.
5 minutes, this planet will blow for about 50 episodes.
No, it's just like a slice and dice, and took him, the army, everyone else, and I was just like, going, no, they can't be Super Saiyan. Oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you want to try me, bro? Want to try me?
He was not. He was very surprised.
And never Goku almost died of a heart. Was it heart disease?
Yeah, that was a thing.
I forgot that.
It makes you wonder why didn't they just switch that with the Dragon Balls? But let that part slide.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's fine.
Yeah, so that's my favorite part. And of course, the classes, Super Saiyan with Goku had enough. He had enough. When you go
Oh,
Super
he went for
Saiyan,
the first time?
Yeah.
Should not done that. Should not done that. What about you, Frank? Any particular moments or thoughts?
About Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball or anything else that
Oof.
Mr. Toriyama worked on since?
Well, I don't really know what he's done besides Dragon Ball. Besides the Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger. I mean, Chrono Trigger's a pretty big one.
Chrono Trigger, Dragon Quest.
Oh, I've done a lot of Dragon
Blue
Quest.
Dragon.
Right, yeah.
Blue Dragon, yeah, he did on Blue
Everything
Dragon.
that looked like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, basically, he has
It
a
was
very
pretty much
distinct
him.
art style that once you
Yeah.
see, you're like, oh, that's Toriyama.
So if you
It's the
thought
Dragon Ball guy.
it might have been Dragon Balls, it probably was.
It
him.
probably was him. Probably.
So, yeah.
Well, Dragon Ball, I feel like the whole series was
Right.
memorable because I remember where I was for every saga that I was
There you-
watching.
There you go.
And looking back, like you said, it was like, oh, well, maybe they could have done this differently.
Right. There's things.
But in the moment when I was
Exactly.
watching it, it was just the greatest
Mm-hmm.
thing I was watching. And then I would dream about it. I would go to school and talk about it, and nobody knew what I was talking about. That one friend.
What's this guy talking? Anime? What's that?
But I think Chrono Trigger was the most recent of his work that I played,
Mm-hmm.
and that game was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that games were made like that again, which they're kind of.
We're slowly getting
Going
there, Frank.
to
We're
that
slowly
with-
getting
Don't worry,
there.
the industry will make sure games going because a lot of people think a lot of things will make it easier for that kind of to work again. Because I think we're just done with the cash money grabs, things like that. I think.
See what happens.
Yeah, it's just and I'm glad that games like Sea of Star and
Right.
Octopath and what's the other one?
Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, they're coming back kind of like that, and it's to me it's much better because compared to Final Fantasy 16, I'm guessing those games are not as taxing on the consoles,
That's probably true.
so maybe easier to make. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So just that's what I remember. I remember Chrono Trigger, and I remember watching Dragon Ball and going outside and trying to train like Goku.
There you go.
Gotta get those milk cartons. Gotta go around, run around.
Yeah, I mean,
Goku, the most horrible dad ever.
Best dad ever.
Or
What are
maybe
you talking
best
about?
dad ever.
I never saw him like lifting weights, but he had all these muscles.
Makes
Well,
sense.
see what- So
The
Frank-
gravity, Frank. The
so
gravity.
Frank, you can go out, get into space. You go on the gravity chamber, go around space for a couple like travel the Namek, come back and train.
You'll be ready. You'll be ready.
Yeah, I mean, if it's an option, I'll try it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just imagine how your
Elon's
soccer
working on
skills-
that. He's working on that. Now, Richard, what about you, Richard? Any thoughts and feelings at this particular moment in time?
It was just, I don't want to say hard, but it's a big blow.
Mhm.
You don't really think about stuff like this,
Right.
or like the work of someone, and then you lose, they're gone. You just realize how like impactful that like cartoon was on everything. And Dragon Ball is pretty much a staple of anime.
Right.
And it's just, like you think of even people that don't watch anime, they know what Dragon Ball is.
Mhm.
Dragon Ball Z is so into everything. Toes, shoes.
Right.
Like you see
Cereal
He's in
boxes.
Fortnite, for God's
and
sakes.
Now
Cere-
Fortnite.
cereal
Running around
boxes.
buildings.
Oh, yeah, there's cereal now?
Yeah, and just even people like I think online I was reading like other people like give their blessings, and it was like the creator of One Piece. One Piece, the guy from
Naruto.
Naruto.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I saw that one.
Everyone just saying like how much like they're inspired by him.
It
So,
even
like,
came out on ESPN.
Oh,
right, see, that's how
What the
exactly.
heck? I was
That's
like-
just crazy.
It's
right?
hard not to.
It's just because because I feel like some of the players.
I was gonna say we get athletes out there like doing
Athletes.
Dragon Ball poses and whatnot.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Like,
wearing the gear and this
the
and that.
Sneakers, yeah.
Yeah, it's like how do you not know what it is?
Some still
Yeah.
actors manage to sneak the Vegeta armor into certain movies.
Oh, right.
I told my friend like that's on par. Like, Dragon Ball's on par pretty much with Pokemon. Like it's
You're
just,
right.
like universal.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone
everyone
knows.
knows. Yeah, you went home and tried to become Super Saiyan. Like,
I definitely
how-
tried.
He went a couple levels. What are you talking
I'm
about?
getting
Yeah.
closer. Getting closer.
Almost.
He's going to
did,
Super
but-
Saiyan 3. He's gonna lose his eyebrows.
Oh, there you go.
His hair gonna grow really long.
So yeah, I mean memories I have just watching it at home, going home after school, trying
Right.
to catch the newest episode. When my favorite probably was Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Easy, but
Pretty epic.
That was pretty epic. Even though Gohan just fouled off after that, I don't know. why.
Well, yeah, well,
I mean, I know
you
why they were trying to make Gohan
Nerd.
but everyone's like, no, we want Goku to be the guy.
Yeah. So when's Goku coming back though?
Yeah, it's like, oh, Gohan's son, but no, Goku's more. Cool.
We like Goku though.
Yeah, it's like even though Gohan was more powerful, but no one likes him. Okay, we'll take him.
Yeah, pretty much. Eh, what if we just wish him back?
It's,
It's fine.
okay, Goku's the main guy, right?
It's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, it's sad, but that's how life is.
Yeah,
And,
sadly, true. Yeah, it's a tough one. Like I mentioned, for me, I was surprised. Like, oh fuck, why this hurts me more than I thought it would.
Right, yeah.
And yeah, because all the manga, I have the art books of Dragon Ball. Like I said, you grew up as a nice kid. Like Richard, you mentioned. I remember, Dragon Ball's gonna be on. I don't want to miss it.
And that's why
God damn it, more on the way.
and
Stupid
that's why
light.
you DVR everything.
Well, that was towards the later part. We had the power of DVR to save us. Back then, there was no Crunchyroll where you could just binge watch the season.
Or the best one, it was me and Ray. We went to buy the Goofy VHS.
Oh, the VHS
It's like,
tapes.
I gotta know what's going on. I
could wait 3 months, or I could just buy the tapes now and find out now.
Yeah, but it was like 2 or 3 episodes. I know, but
This is before the internet was really a thing, folks.
And this season was worth money now, probably.
Maybe some
If they
earned
were-
VHS
if
collector.
they work.
Been a minute.
But it's just that's the fact that it's like you tune in every day to watch that
You
show.
didn't want to miss a
You
single
talk
beat.
to your buddies. Hey, you seen that happen last night? That was pretty crazy.
What did they do
right?
last episode? They fought. What about this episode? They fought. What about next episode? They fought.
And then well, the next episode they're powering up.
Yeah, they're exactly charging. Still charging.
Still charging.
Wow. Yeah. He's still screaming.
He's still screaming.
He's still.
Krillin still died.
He's still dead. He is still dead, and he's back now. They use the Dragon Balls. He's good, and he's dead again.
Oh, he's gone again.
And well, he's back again though. No, it's all good. It's all
I was like
good.
that one character usually you're like, all right, here we go. Here's another. Phoenix down. Phoenix down. Phoenix
Damn it,
down.
Krillin, get back up.
Phoenix, no, he's dead. He's dead.
So yeah, it's very good. And also, Dr. Slump. I never finished the whole series, but I got a little bit into it. A very entertaining, silly show. It's less martial arts fighting, but if you like Dragon Ball, it's a pretty good, funny, silly comedy.
She almost beats Goku.
Yeah, and she beat up Vegeta later on in Super. If you watch that episode of Dragon Ball Super,
Yeah.
worlds collide yet again with Arline. What's her name?
Ariel?
Ariel? Yeah, Ariel. That's right. That sounds right. So also check out
Yes.
that, and also Sandlong. Sandlong is like a 1-volume manga thing that's really good.
Which actually
They're having a movie soon.
a movie and a game and things like just a lot of things. And then there's also the was it the Daima, right? The Daima.
Oh, the new Dragon Ball. Yes.
yeah, that's all. Was
Which to our knowledge at the moment, is the last thing he worked on before his passing. So.
What do you think's gonna happen with that stuff?
I mean, I imagine the blueprints, the storyboards are done and complete. They must have a plan for at least the first season, if not like some kind of outline for it. So I imagine the series is gonna, come out the way it's scheduled to, because it's been on scheduled since the end of last year for this fall. So I imagine that doesn't change too much.
It'll come out, and just be a little sad when it happens. That's all.
Yeah, I imagine there's gonna be a couple more extra viewers, perhaps. I know I was a little hesitant on it, but now it's for sure now at this point. And Dragon. I mean, I mean, I'll always go for my favorite. I mean, because now I think it was Richard proved Goku's the worst dad of all time. And just to confirm that, one of my favorite moments, and I'm not sure this is it's an anime or manga moment, but it's definitely the anime moment, where in the fight against Cell and Gohan's getting his ass kicked. And Goku's confused, like, why is Gohan getting his ass kicked? He's way stronger than this. And then people going, you dumbass, he's 11 years old, and he's wondering why his dad's sent out to die. And he realized Goku's like, oh, fuck, I'm a bad dad.
Just watching my son get the ass.
It's like the one time Goku becomes like, you know, a more realistical, believable human being. And it's just like that moment of like, oh, I fucked up. Because Goku's just like, it's fine. I'll just punch my way to solve the problem. But that time he could not punch to fix that problem. Luckily Gohan can, so that worked out fine, apparently. But yes, Dragon Ball, it's a hell of a ride and a staple in the anime world. So if you have not checked out either Dragon Ball or Dr. Slump or other various things you've done, Chrono Trigger are really fucking good. So
I do want to try Dragon Quest because that's Ichiban's number one game to play.
oh yes, from Yakuza. Yes, Dragon. What was the play? It was 7 or 8. The guy with the bandana. Has anyone ever played that one? Did you ever play that one, Frank?
I played that one. That was on the PS2.
2.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that was like,
that's
I think that was the first time we got Dragon Quest. Because didn't they
Right,
bring it
no,
out here as
exactly.
Dragon something else early on? But it never caught on because Final Fantasy was number 1.
Yeah, that one was in the backseat for sure. But
Yeah.
that one, I think I was number 8.
Yeah, I think it was okay. It was 8. Okay,
Yeah, and it was pretty good.
and then that one kind of got this train out here in the West, and they brought up eventually all the other ones like on
Right.
DS and mobile and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he worked on a lot of stuff. So check out Akira Toriyama. He was very darn good at what he did. All right. So that is it. We were going to try to do the weird transition and go to happier times.
Yeah, we're going to a rebirth. you might
Yes,
say.
indeed. And jump into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the very popular PS5 exclusive title that came out last week. And
For now, to PC next year.
yeah, well, yeah, let's count down the mark down your calendars, PC fans. But right now it is PS5 exclusive, and we have all dabbled in it, and some have dabbled more than others.
Yeah, some people that are to the left side of us over here.
And
some
perhaps they are might perhaps One Piece fans themselves. But you know,
It's Frank.
this
You're
is
wondering,
first.
it's Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Frank. Okay.
What? Oh, damn it! You spoiled it. Spoiled it all. So yes, we're gonna talk about early on. Maybe I'm gonna say probably the first 10 hours and under for those who are trying to avoid spoilers. We will not get into spoilers. Looking at you, Frank.
We will not talk about anything going on because I have no idea what's going on
And
anyway.
poor Miles is even more confused probably since he doesn't have the context of the original.
How did we got here? How did we end up in this plan? Why is Mikar over there?
Yeah,
Why,
so far
how
away.
the hell did this happen?
What is
What's
going
Queen's blood? What's Queen's blood?
There you go. So for those who are concerned, feel free. You're okay. You're good to go. We're no major spoilers just yet, but down the road we will eventually get there as we further get into this journey that is Rebirth. But yes, early on we will talk about our impressions. We'll start off with Richard because I believe Richard is the youngest soldier in our group to dive into this one. So Richard, how far are we into Rebirth?
I am 2 hours in, which is pretty much the memory Nibelheim. Not that far in, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Compared to you guys.
start off with the flashback.
The
You start off with the
flashback. Yeah,
flashback.
that's literally that's
You're
where
at the
I'm
demo,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest.
it is
Thank you for
the
playing the demo. That's great.
Okay, yeah, I played the
Do
demo.
you have the game?
I can assure
It's
you
in the
I have
mail,
the
right?
game.
It's in the
I'm sure
mail,
you
all
have the
right?
game. But early impressions, I'm pretty stoked. It's really good. I think it has promise to be better than remake. Even though remake is good, but right now the little small things I think you had mentioned,
Mhm.
like the mechanics are getting. I could tell. I'm pretty sure there's more because I haven't played much yet.
Yes, sadly, you have to.
Yeah.
The real game begins after the flashback.
Right. But it's just getting to play as Sephiroth.
That's cool. That is
It's
new.
pretty cool too.
That is new. I don't remember that in the original.
No, but
The DLC didn't come out just yet.
nice. But yeah, it's good. Like I thought they killed it. Even it's just the flashback scene, but just the little things that compared to the old one, Cloud doing the squats because he's so excited to.
Cloud. I'm in a flashback that was funny watching Cloud being the more perky, more like, let's
Yeah,
go,
the
guys.
soldier,
Let's go.
He still had
This
some
is very-
spirit
Yeah.
in him.
It wasn't
I'm a soldier. Let's go fight this guy.
so excited.
You're right,
just
Mr.
to
Sephiroth, sir. We're gonna show him. We're gonna show him.
Want to be just
Well,
like
like-
you.
And then like so just like then the dark eyes like, no, never again. Oh, that's why he's the way he is. Oh,
That'll do it.
So they got that down. They pretty much because that's I remember in the remake. I mean, in the original,
Mm-hmm.
him being that spunky little soldier, all excited to be with Sephiroth,
His bestie?
his bestie, yeah, or in his mind, his bestie.
Yeah, right. That didn't last too long.
Not long lived at all.
Nope.
But yeah, I mean, for what I played though, I'm excited and it's looking really good. It's playing good and the music. Every time the music comes in,
it's been a while. We had music and like, cause I mean, remake of course was pretty good music, but this though, because we always find probably the games these days don't really do anything with music these days. I mean, it's like kind of an afterthought. But this game, like from transition in and out, from going from battle theme to the overall theme, the way how the music, it changes on the dime. It's like, oh, okay, we're calmed down. Oh, time to fight again. No, we're back.
Even before the game loads up, just the title screen alone, I'm like, oh,
Yep.
And the rumble in the controller.
that is. I forget how nice the rumble features are in that thing. Till little subtleties and cutscenes, and you're like, oh, I can feel it. Ooh, 4D. All right, Richard. Without further ado, it sounds like I think I'll pass it on to our next furthest down, maybe, or next
one.
Yes, or next up on the tier would be you, Miles. I believe I'm ever so slightly ahead of you. I think ?
Yeah.
So Miles, how you feeling? How far are we, and how you feeling so far?
So far, I finished a flashback.
All right.
You have the demo.
I did.
Good job.
You did buy the game.
Yes. I got it to Queen's Blood, beat everybody in Queen's Blood.
All right. So the Yu-Gi-Oh player came out in you.
But the interesting of that game is I feel like as long as you don't let them you don't let them win, you're fine. Like you block somebody, didn't put any cards in, and
if you just take all the ground,
and they can't win. They literally cannot win.
Nowhere to go.
But no, that game for being again, it kind of forces you to play for like a hot second. It's pretty easy to understand. No person is gonna be like, what is this?
We are like probably the card game expert on our panel, I believe.
It's very easy to learn. If you want to, you get really learn a bunch of cards. You could buy card decks. You could beat other people to get new cards. Rack your deck in, and I guess keep going on being playing that. I guess.
Want to be the very best?
It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like next to I never play it, but I think Gwent. I think everyone talks about from The Witcher.
That was another real.
It is so good that they made it basically its own game.
Spin off its own game.
And I'm sure Phoenix is trying like, oh man, I can't wait to put to the store.
Oh, I look forward. Yeah, imagine it's your local Targets or
I'm sorry,
game store.
You gotta make sure you get the Cloud Pack because the Cloud Pack comes with like the Buster Sword. You have to get the Cloud Pack with the Buster Sword. You can see the market. The poor man's just like can't wait salving at the marketing capabilities. But yeah, so no, I got out of there. I'm at the real, I guess the very open world aspect of the game, which is a really different from the remake because like a remake. I mean, you can explore a little bit, but it's you're still kind of constrained. Being of course all
still in the city.
But here, you can explore over there. You see that over there? You can go over you can walk over there if you want to. Yeah, you can climb that.
Check it out.
I did have to put it on because there was a settings to know where I could climb because it has the Kingdom Hearts kind of problem. Like can I climb here? I guess I can't climb here.
Oh, I see.
Because sometimes you just sometimes Cloud just jumps in like, oh, I guess I could reach that chest from there because it's kind of tall, but he managed to climb.
Right, yeah, he kind of lifts himself up.
So it's very and the game controls in here is really different than remake. It's a lot of Cloud's a very light, flashy boy now. You could move around. He could do a lot of aerial attacks, which
he did get better with the aerial attacks in this game.
You actually can't because every time in remake, okay, there's an enemy. Barrett,
get your ass out here.
Barrett,
oh yes,
Arif, come over here.
It's your time to shine, baby.
I can't fight this thing.
I never play you any other time, but now's your time to shine.
Just replenishing your MP. Fire.
Pretty much.
Can you get down here, please?
Come a little closer.
But it is. I guess it's right because it's a lot Kingdom Hearts, right? There's a lot of Kingdom Hearts gameplay in this thing. We're going up, we're jumping around doing combos,
a lot of combos,
wobble comboing. The new energy they put in the game, which is somebody could add Kingdom Hearts, like hey, you got this guy tag in, like they could do this together, and then there's different abilities. There's a lot of good things. There's a lot of mechanics, which is to me can be a little overwhelming, at least to me, because you're used to okay, this is how the game works. Because you thought it's just like remake. Okay, I remember how the remake works, and that. Like, okay, no wait, what? Synergy, this, foil, and I gotta do what? This what now? Like Even like the whole weapon upgrade weapons is different in this game.
Mhm.
They did a lot of homework. Yeah, they did a lot of works or tweaks, I guess. you'd say.
Right.
A lot of, I guess, quality of life updates. Like, oh yes, Cloud can fight arrow enemies. Not just like, well, I can't do anything.
You get your team on the fly versus you're locked on wherever you are in the story wise, right?
They do kind of limit your party size, but everyone's there anyway, so that's kind of neat. The fact that everyone's here, traveling, or we're all traveling together, but you control like up to 3
Right.
characters, and you can switch those team on the fly. So you're like, oh, here comes Flyer. It's okay. You get Tifa Arrow to come in real easily. It's easy to switch party members just like that on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's you actually can make them. You can make items now, which is the first you have to go to the store and buy an
Crafting.
item. It's a lot.
There's a lot of toys to play with in this game.
There's a lot. And like you said, you could go and play the story if you want. You could, or
But what's that over there?
But if you do the quest, you get more materia. So do you want that HP materia? Yes, I do. You want, and that's another thing about materia for a hot second. The fact that they add was you get fire and ice together in one orb is like I think breaks the game. The fact you get you get the 2 abilities in this one materia now, so you don't have to put.
It's a nice assist.
It's like and they both level up to the agas and things like that, right? So it's like then it's like I give like the fire to Tifa, I give and I just give Aerith the fire and ice one. And it's like Chef's kiss. I did it, and I could put whatever other material I want on Aerith, but without taking their slot. Let's say there's a lot of quality of life. They listen to everyone's problems with remake and kind of went through and we hear your concern. We're not gonna do that anymore.
We can do better.
And I said, overall exploring's neat. The fact that it's just a lot. It's incredible. I haven't seen this game. It's like Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts. It's like where we're at. Kind of this game's cool.
It's similar. It's got the same vibe.
This
but
is
what
the
if we
cooler
add
game.
some more shit
This is the cooler
here?
game. This is the cooler game now.
Stands out a little bit more.
But overall, yeah. But just like it's like you're excited, but you're also like, man, I'm never going to finish this game. It's like playing a goofy Fire Emblem game. I'm going to be here for a while. And the map's so huge. Like, but I need to go over there. I know you'll get there, but this side mission, you get the material to do the side mission.
I think I missed a chest back there. Let me double check.
Yeah, and then there's no check mark. You missed the chest. All right, go back and they got it though. But overall, the game's incredible for being what it is. How long it took for us to get to this game.
It took us because what remake came out in 2017?
Was it been that long?
Was it that long ago? 2017, 18? Am I high?
18 maybe?
May 19.
I want to say 20.
2020? Bam, that
That's
crazy.
where we got the internet.
Okay,
We
no,
checked
20.
this,
Yeah, 20. Oh, no, I think about
1997.
There you go. That sounds right.
That does ring a bell. Maybe you're right because I feel like it's been 5 years.
After that, we finally confessed I don't know what's going on anymore.
2019 gonna be my guess now. Now that I think
2020.
Oh, 2020. All right. Well, you won it,
I
Frank.
remember
You got
playing in the pandemic.
it. There you go. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I did.
That
too.
would. I don't.
I had nothing else to do.
I don't remember. What was it?
You guys took-
My Fire Emblem would be my
You guys
guess.
had a break.
It's either-
April 10th, 2020.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go,
but
2020.
overall, Impressions so far pretty big, massive, and it also could be a lot. You don't do what I did. I skipped one tutorial and I got lost real quick because this game's not like Remake at all.
There's more to it for sure. So yes,
I ran out ATV bars.
a lot of bars. For me, I'm a little ahead of Miles there, and I've got my first Chocobo. But instead of going to where the main story mission, I said, let's go backwards. Let's go back to our started, and that's where I left off. So I want to say like no more than 10 hours. And like, if it's 10 hours, like 2 hours, I was like, I left the console on to go do something else, basically.
I gotta get to all the CTOS towers.
Yeah, now I did. Yes, there's the Assassin's Creed towers. You have to unlock to find more things to explore in the area, which is very cool, but also very intimidating. But also in a good way. Let's just say if you're a person who like they count every dollar they spend in their video games because you can only buy so many games out of the year, then you're gonna get your money's worth here in Rebirth. I feel like because there's a lot to do. Even if you're a fan of the original, let alone the remake version.
And chocobos are fun.
They are cute and adorable. Who doesn't like a good chocobo? They're very-
Kiwi.
I look forward to future races, perhaps. That is probably the thing.
So
I'm
I
pretty
do
sure
have a
it's
slight gripe for a hot second about chocobos. The fact that I didn't know you had to hold L3 and R2 to sprint threw me off for a hot second.
I just double tap. Can't you double tap? You can double tap, can't you, Frank? Chocobos.
I walk.
You just
I
oh,
walk.
There's no chocobo.
no chocobo. Frank is going for the hardcore mode already.
I'll take it easy.
There you go. He wants to really take in the sights.
Chocobos we will use chocobos.
You really like Tears of the King, didn't you?
And Frank doesn't even drink any potions. He just goes straight for flip. Like,
There you go.
How's else goes down? I don't care. I'm gonna keep going there.
Where's Sephiroth? Bring him out. Bring your ass out here.
No
Sephiroth.
armor, nothing.
Get your ass out here.
Just get a wooden sword. I'll get Ganon with this thing. Yeah, come at me.
I got my Buster Sword. What else do I need? That's in the covers of the game, so that's all you need. I like in the original, you chuck the Buster Sword like in seconds, by the way.
Yeah. Like this
But
is
like
the
in all
most
the-
iconic sword.
Yeah, but like everyone, thanks to that, we got Berserk and all these other things down the line. But you have it for like 5 minutes in the original. But yes, it does, as Miles said, it does expand and open up a lot of the combat. It dives a little bit more, even more into the Kingdom Hearts, where it's a lot more flowy. You can actually fight in the air now with a lot of the characters. Cloud's got extra moves now, because now when you dodge an attack, that's its own separate kind of move set going on, which took me a while to realize, like, but that's how it is. Do not skip the tutorials, I'll tell you that, folks, because I know I was partly kind of wanted to, but you do learn new things for that, because if you assume everything's the same from Remake, from here, you're going to be sadly mistaken. So don't skip the tutorials, and plus you get some materia, so, why not?
I wish you had told me that.
Well, you're not, I don't think you're there yet, Richard.
And also,
not there yet.
you
got time. You got time.
Once you get to the battle simulator, you want to do all those. You also get more material that's going to pay 500 gil.
Yes, when you bump into an old friend, maybe.
Robotic friend, you might say.
Well, that's a whole thing we'll get in. Well, you'll find out soon, Richard. You're not too far from that. That's a whole thing. It's like it's
I do like the fact that
Kingdom Hearts guy, so a lot of things you're like, what, why?
And
But
I
sure.
did like they do talk in the controller though, like when they had like little conversations.
Oh yes, there's a whole thing that you'll.
I don't like that.
It's part of me like.
I don't like.
I don't like. Tell me how you really feel, Frank. It's
I'll say what I don't like when it's my.
sure. I'm like I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't love it, and I don't maybe hate it. They have to do something, but the whole maybe not the gun. Why is it too good for an iPhone? Is that it? Cloud's too good for an iPhone? An Android device? How about an iPad? An iPad?
Yeah.
Meet in the middle, something like that. But yes, like I said, don't skip the tutorials. Very important, because it is different. As a person who just played Remake and jumped into this one, there are differences, and the customization you can get into is still in here. Like I said, capital R in that role play where you could designate things. And they simplify some of the menus so you can have. I don't know if this was a thing or I just missed it in Remake, but you can see everyone's material and then you could organize it from there
Yeah,
if you want to
could
shuffle.
do that. You could do a remake.
Yeah.
Oh, then I just didn't do that because then I hate myself because I went in and out every time like a
Yeah,
idiot.
because usually you could do like L2 or R2 to scroll around everyone else's material, or you press R1 and that
Shows everyone's.
Every material you could.
Well, then I just fucked up. Oh well, at least I learned in Rebirth apparently. So old dogs can't learn new tricks. And yeah, it's neat to see the. I guess I don't want to say anything because it's kind of a spoiler for Richard,
chocobo?
despite it's not much of a spoiler. But
Chocobos.
yeah, I'll stop myself. I'm gonna stop myself. But when hopefully next time we have Richard on, I'll ask him how does he feel about a certain scene that is you can make a comparison with the original release of the game. See how he feels about it. But overall, a very good game. I'm very excited about it. Also intimidated by it. Look forward to the next the rest of the year. Just us talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's like I said, it's big and impressive.
And the DLC that most likely will come along with it.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens there. And I'm kind of curious. I have a pretty good guess how deep into the story we're gonna get in Rebirth, because there's a certain event that would make sense, to end this game on. And then also the other thing of concern is because as a person once again who's played the original OG, after that major part, I lost a lot of interest with OG7. I don't know if it's just me or how do you guys feel about original?
This part is probably like my favorite part, and
Right.
like you're saying, probably to a lot of people too.
Yeah.
And after that, kind of just.
When you get to the snowboarding, I'm kind of like, well, I think we lost the plot here a little bit.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah, I kind of like,
And then it
oh.
starts picking up again, maybe at the very end.
Yeah, at the very end when secrets are revealed, like, oh, okay, cool.
Right.
But it's a little, it drags on a little too much, I guess. I felt in the original, but curious to see what happens. But I don't think we're gonna get there yet. But I am very curious to see what will happen in our Rebirth remake series, whatever the RE series apparently to Final Fantasy VII. Very excited. All right, Frank, the champion of champions here.
The master of all RPGs.
Without getting too many spoilers, Frank, how deep and or hours are we into in Rebirth at the moment?
Well, I play like 2 hours a day.
All right, I played 2 hours this week, so I think you're ahead of me.
Yeah, huh?
Well, I'm probably like 30 hours in.
Okay.
And I am taking my time, so I'm not.
Yeah. He's doing slow, just to mock us, I guess.
Bruh. You do me like this. How can you do this like me?
It's funny because you said that. Oh, I probably just left it on. I'm like, it doesn't count your time if you leave it on.
Oh, doesn't it? Okay.
Like after like 2 minutes, it
Oh,
stops the time your play time.
Well, there you go.
So like if you press start.
All right, so I'm a little I feel slightly better.
Wait,
Yeah.
2 hours a day and just came out what, Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh bullshit.
See, you don't know Frank as well.
Did I say that? I meant at least 2 hours a day.
At least, guaranteed.
Yeah. Oops,
That's a busy day for Frank. That's a busy day.
It's greater than 2.
I take the over.
The first thing I noticed is that they went for a more old school look for this one. Like the opening menu, it has that song. I don't think it was the same song as the first one, or if it is, it's like an older version of it.
Right.
If you open the menu, it has that bright blue color that's in the original. I thought that
That's
was pretty
true.
cool.
That is true.
I noticed this game is faster. So
Hmm.
even just walking around the world, I'm like, hey, why is he going so fast? Why does he jump that rock so fast?
He's very quick on his feet.
So
You could jump and fly around a lot of places.
to me that was kind of funky. Like it feels when you're walking, it feels like the original or the remake. But if you sprint, I feel like he's going faster than he should be going. It's just a little pet peeve of mine.
Too fast.
But it's just like it doesn't match. His speed doesn't match.
Hmm.
Here's what I would fix.
Okay, all right.
No.
Here we
No,
go.
So
no.
he loves the game. We can confirm this right now.
Yeah,
Favorite game of the year.
I'm kidding. I don't. But
Well, just a little.
I don't like that you can't. You have to use Cloud. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I get it that he's the guy that's walking around,
Right.
but at least
he's our
like,
leader.
At least when you fight, I wish that he would just like go wait in the back.
Get in the back with everyone else.
Because I don't want to use Cloud. I don't like him. I don't like him because I want to use the dog Red 13.
The dog.
The dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to use him, but I can't because Cloud's in there, and I like using Tifa, and I feel I have to use Aerith because she's like healer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, fine, Cloud.
Fine. Tell me your protagonist.
I don't like the changes they did to Cloud because now I don't think it makes sense that he does aerial combos. This is not Marvel's Capcom 3. This is
There's a lot of air combos in that. I mean, even in 2, but even more in 3.
it's fine if he does like an uppercut and 1 or 2 slices up there, but he doesn't. He's up there like 2 minutes.
He doesn't stop. You could be up there for a while. You could be up there for a while.
Where's Dante?
And it's cool and everything, but then like when am I gonna use Barrett? Like what? He had a reason, he had a purpose.
Now it's gone.
Now it's like, I don't know who's gonna use Barrett over Cloud.
Here's Barrett right now.
What? What am I fighting for?
He's got nowhere to fight now. What's he doing?
Yeah, it's just the way I look at it, the way the tutorial tells me, it almost seems like Red 13 is another tank.
Yeah, it does seem the little early impressions I have of him.
So when am I gonna use Barrett? I'm gonna rather use the dog than Barrett. Cloud can do aerial combos. Barrett, what do you got? What are you offering?
I got a tail.
How big's your combo?
I don't know. Barrett's like stock just dropped. Like it's free fall.
Just plummeted in the market.
Yeah.
It's like this, like the Andy me whatever. I don't want to play with you anymore.
There you go. He's done.
It does seem like a Cloud, Tifa, Aerith kind of party.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not a terrible setup. Not a terrible setup.
think
And
that's
It's the
like
one I
Red
use
13 to
most.
spice up some things because I like the fact he can like he's like a whole like counter waiting for revenge thing going on with him.
I don't know. I guess it makes sense. Like certain parts of the story that you have to use Cloud, but I wish they gave you the freedom
to choose.
Yeah, it's or
It'd be
just,
nice. It'd be nice.
How hard could it have been to put Aerith, Tifa, to use that gun also? Like when you find a mithril spring or was life spring
Right.
crystal, it's like you worked so hard on this game. Just make another, scene.
Everyone can have one of them funny guns.
I mean, I get it. If you want to say that Red 13 cannot be the party leader because he has no hands.
Oh, because he has no thumbs, Frank. Come on. I thought you were
another
better
thing.
than this.
Why is he riding the chocobo?
That's the one. Yeah, I mean, like when you see that for the first time, you kind of like how like your brain kind of like it breaks your mind a bit. Like, wait, but so the animal could wait, but he's sitting down.
The Chocobo is gonna be like, wait a minute, I'm gonna ride you.
I was gonna say, hey, we should be riding you in this situation.
I feel like he's faster, or like at least I don't know.
You think you would?
That was funny. I like I want to call it card game.
Mm.
And it's funny what Miles said that you just have to not let him win.
Yeah, you all the simple strategy of the game is, hey, if you wait for a moment for him to get all the points to you, and you just take over his spots, you can't get any more spots after and that's it. It's done.
I didn't think about that.
That's how my mindset was thinking until I got to Junon.
Yeah, and then people get smarter.
And then they get cards with like status elements, and they kind of could destroy your cards.
So Cat was there waiting for you with his dual deck?
That stopped working after a while.
Well, I know because after I beat all three of the ones in Com, and I bought and of course I bought the 2 booster packs. You have to buy the 2 booster packs, right?
You got Charizard?
No, I got a lot of soldiers. That's what I got.
There you go.
But they introduced like, oh yeah, and these cards have status elements like Frank's saying. So, there'll be things like you get some random like you gotta put this card in because that one case someone pulls this shit on you. You can counter that shit.
Go for my trap.
Yeah, I was doing what you were saying, and then I got to that one person. It stopped working. I'm like, damn. I guess I better read what these cards do.
I have to try.
Yeah, it took me like an hour to figure out like.
Here's Frank. He's just like he's freeze out here, and the later I have to try now.
So yeah, I wish you could switch Cloud out because there's been too much Cloud.
Did you know he was a soldier?
We need more time. I didn't.
Spice it up. I'm trying to hype him up. He's hype man now.
First class,
not any class. First class, Frank. So that's why he's number 1 because he's first class. Nobody else, Frank.
Thanks for letting me know. I still want him out.
All right, I tried.
I'm enjoying it, but I think I like the first one better. I don't like the folios. I don't like that they changed the weapon system. I'm grumpy old man. I like the remake. Keep it the same.
Too much.
Okay, so what was the point of changing the way weapons worked? For me, that was fine.
Yeah, they're trying to do like the synergy stuff, I guess, is the justification for that.
But you could have just added it. Like, okay,
right.
So when because I feel like now instead of the weapons giving you like the plus 200 HP or now sometimes they added like a bit of an ability or something.
Right, yeah.
Like, now your attacks steal HP.
Right, you could get some MP back.
So every weapon had the different gimmicks, like this one's good with magic or whatever. Every weapon in the first one had their own like skill tree.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like the skill tree is the person,
which is true,
and the weapon does what? I'm like it just has that one ability.
Pretty much.
But I don't.
My understanding so far, at least.
Well, everything to me, it seems like it's they want to invest a lot into the synergy concept. So, a lot like you have unlimited. If you do certain synergy abilities, it allows you to have like unlimited HP or MP. It allows you to increase your limit. They do a lot of investment. It is kind of neat, but like you said, it is a downgrade for the weapon because it makes the weapons have like. Why am I switching this weapon out for? Because
they are weaker.
It's a bit confusing because when I switch weapons, it asks me, "Do you want to keep the stats?" I'm like, "Do I? I don't know. Am I making a mistake?" So
I see.
it's kind of like it wasn't very clear.
Right, I was gonna say it's not clear.
The other thing was I feel like they could have kept everything from part one and just added the folio and make that the synergy skill tree, and thus preventing me being confused. So yeah, fighting, I was just like, felt like I sucked, and I'm like, I shouldn't suck because I played the first one.
I know this game.
Why am I doing bad? And so I kind of, since the game didn't really explain it that good, I did all the tutorials, and I'm like, apparently you're supposed to use the synergy skills, which you can use whenever you want.
Yes.
To build up, you just use them.
Yes.
You just use them, and then you use the regular skills, like the ones that cost ATB, like fire, to build up your synergy abilities, and those are the good ones. So
right.
Like, I call them like co-op limit breaks.
Yeah, basically.
Well, like in Kingdom Hearts 2, they're like, the triangle. What's it build a meter to use the triangle abilities to with whatever side character you have?
I'm still confused.
It's a big wombo combo
I
anime
feel
movement.
Like they could have.
There's just two synergy abilities though. There's like the regular one and then the limit break one, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I was kind of.
There's also that, and there's also like the little ones you can do together to build up the meter to get to the bigger attacks.
Right. It's a lot.
There's a lot.
I feel like they could have eased it in.
It's yeah. They probably could have slowly unleash and unlock things. It is a lot to take in. That is true, Fred.
Make it part of the story. Like, hey, by the way, now we can team up.
Right.
And then say, oh, try out, synergy skills. They are, since,
Right.
I think they did it in Blade 3, where, like, basically in that game, it's 6 players on the field at the same time. And the first time everyone's together, they're fighting and they're having a hard time, and then the guy goes, you guys are kind of stupid for being such a big group where you can't beat that one monster and it's 6 of you. And he kind of teaches them, like, you should be working together.
I see.
So I feel like they could have done something like that, because it's kind of like, okay, first let's work with synergy skills.
Right.
Now let's add this.
Work your way up.
Yeah, and then there in the next playthrough you'd be like, all right, you want to skip all this? Skip it. Anyways, it's a bit
I
much.
can see that.
I did feel a lot of information overload for a bit when they like thoughts. When you first get out to the open world, you're like, and this. You could do this and do that, do this. Oh, and then the main quest is over there. But you could do all this stuff before you get to the main quest if you want.
Oh, something you mentioned earlier where you didn't want to miss a treasure. I think they say it in the story where it says, if you miss a treasure, it's gonna pop up in the store. So I don't think you worry about.
Oh, okay.
Stuff. Yeah, I know there's a lot of things that I think for people to give a challenge, but obviously if you don't want a challenge, you could mosey on right through.
What else did I want to mention? I'm worried about the folios because they look kind of thin, and I'm like, are they gonna grow? Am I gonna get different folios?
Well, I can answer a little bit because I did manage to. You have to upgrade the party level. If you upgrade the party level, that increases the folios. Because I did that after doing a bunch of side quests to I upgraded my party level to 2, and that unlocks more abilities for all the characters to level up. But it costs a lot more SP to do those.
Well, so far I'm kind of mad at it, but I'm still enjoying it. I don't know. It's just overwhelming. I'm a little stressed.
I did like Frank. I do wish the fact that the folios you could access on screen instead of like you have to find a machine to do it. That is a downside.
That's a little weird. That's the one I got not a lot to defend that choice. It seems pointless.
I got a lot of SP here. Well, you need to find a machine to use it. But no, you cannot. You have to find a machine.
And you look at your menu like, look at all the things I could do right now. Why isn't this one of them?
I could even organize my cards. I could do. No.
I could make my Yu-Gi-Oh deck here, but I can't do this.
Yeah, so it's a very what? And it's a very interesting mission, I guess.
Yeah.
I am curious to see what you all think about once you cross the swamp, because that changes a bit, and I'm wondering, kind of like what happened with the president.
Oh, okay.
where it happens doesn't happen the same way.
Right.
So
I was just thinking about that scene because you already passed it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember what scene we're talking about.
Open my portal.
We'll talk about it maybe after the pod when Miles' ears are closed.
Show.
well, you're there, aren't you? Right? You
I haven't gotten.
why can't you cross? Well, why can't you cross the swamp, Miles? Because if you know, then we can talk about it.
But he.
Right, because there's all these
Mm.
quest points. There's all
That's his reason. I guess.
The chocobo.
the chocobo says I need to do all this first. Frank, that's the thing.
Let me ask it differently.
Try to
Why,
do it again.
why do you need a chocobo to cross the swamp?
Get to the other side.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
I was like,
But there's something that's.
But you are the chicken,
not
but you're
letting you
riding the
cross.
chicken.
They did say there's probably a monster effect because they were saying like chocobos. They're explaining that there's probably a monster side that
Yes,
you need chocobos
yes.
to go around.
Have you tried crossing without chocobo?
I have not.
I think in this one they don't let you cross. There's just you can't. You
Or you
need.
just can't go.
Yeah.
Instead of
And
dying.
the old one you could cross.
And you won't make it.
Oh, you're right. I
You
vaguely.
could try and there's something catches up to
Yeah.
you.
Well, I'm curious to.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious about that. And then one thing that I would add, when you get to Junon, I was expecting certain things to happen and didn't happen. I was like, "What? You fooled me." And then the other thing was the mini game from the original one. What's it called?
When you destroy
The
boxes.
that mini game with the little soldiers.
Oh, yes.
They changed that one. They added like a little story to it. It's kind of cute.
Well, there you go.
What else?
Put some time into it.
Yeah.
2 hours every day.
Yeah, so-
At least, Richard. At
yeah.
Yeah,
least.
you see it on Frank's level. You had to you had to do raps. Here we are.
This is Frank's podcast. We're just his guests.
I was gonna step up.
There's like 4 chapters to that game, and so you go. It's kind of like finding the towers. You get it, you do the chapter, and then it tells you, oh, by the way, now you can find it the next chapter in this area. So you gotta go walk and find it too. Then you finish all that, and it's like, okay, now you can play it in hard. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, that's what we were doing.
Okay.
That's why we're not out of Junon, because like Miles said, we gotta go there.
What's that over there? Let's go find out.
It says yellow. I need to get a material for it.
Oh,
so-
right. The Uncharted. I forgot all the Uncharted vibes. Also,
Oh, yeah, all the red, the yellow.
the
bricks.
yellow bricks to climb.
Like, oh well, here we go again.
Someone is a fan of Uncharted.
You know what also stresses me out? The choices when
Oh,
the dialogue.
Mass Effect wheel.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I was like Frank. I did not know there was a timer for it because I messed with literally even when I first got in. And okay, new way my decision sneakily. And well, you took too long, so here's this answer.
Let me help you out here,
Yeah,
Miles. Whatever Tifa wants, that's what you do. All right.
That-
Oh, yeah, sorry, Tim Tifa.
That's the thing. Like my brother was like, I didn't even finish reading.
It is fast. It is fast. I was like, holy shit, that's fast.
And it should be like a counter or something like hey, yeah, this you need to step it up here because you don't.
but they should give you at least double or triple the time they gave you.
A little bit more.
Because it's like, okay, I need to at least finish reading all of them, and then I need
Make
to
a choice.
carefully decide what that person wants to hear. But it's just like, and then okay, so I'm like, do I want to make her happy, or do I want to like, do I want her mad? Is it like, am I gonna get in trouble if I'm like flirting with both
Which
people?
one am I going to be able to make out with? And the
Why-
real question,
why-
when
why-
am I going to make out with Tifa? That's what I need to know.
Or Barrett. What are you?
Do I want to be nice to the dog, or do I want to be nice to Barrett?
Nah.
What's going on here?
It's only one to focus on. One to focus on here. The rest are just in your way.
Team Tifa. Is that what-
Team Tifa.
Too many choices.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, Ray's gonna have a T-shirt available like on the later on T-shirt.
Buy now. Go to the link. Otaku.com/Team Tifa.
I'm more,
Concerns, it sounds
more-
like.
I think I lost a pound or 2.
There you go. You
Looking
feel
a
trim.
little
You
sickly
feel
there.
trim. You feel
I feel slim.
Feel slim, light on your feet. Ready for that aerial combat, maybe.
Frank Slim.
Slim.
Nice, Frank.
Yeah, I am not part of Team Tifa. Sorry.
Well.
I could say
This
I
is what I
was
expect out of you, Frank.
Team Aerith in the original, but most definitely Team Tifa.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, it's
All
definitely
right.
Team Tifa.
This is why Richard's on the podcast.
Okay, if we're talking to personality, Tifa's number.
All right. Okay. Here we go.
Now the rankings here we're doing
let's
already
see.
on episode 1.
She's at least third. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna put her
What,
under
before Barrett?
guys. So if we're counting guys, then she's fourth.
Not even third.
I was gonna say, at least not even
Yeah,
placed on the trophy poll.
But I know. I'm
Not
liking.
even ranking.
I'm liking the dog a lot in this one.
Not NA, not ethical.
So there's Aerith. I like Yuffie, and I like the dog. So she's 4 right now.
That dog.
And then I mean, at least she's above
You
Cloud.
really want that dog in there? Huh?
Yeah. To me, if I can make him
He's
the
a
main
big dog
character,
lover.
he has the best theme song. He has fire. He's like a Charizard.
It's that rare. He's ready for that Queen's Blood game.
I mean, he's like the smartest one.
That's actually true. That's actually true.
He's cool. I like him.
He's cool. I like him.
And then he's kind of like, when you compliment him, he's kind of like, oh, you think compliments are gonna gain favor with me?
just pulls a chopper or something.
Yeah.
You think that works on him? That doesn't work on me at all.
Yeah, because I
Just
remember
keep going.
Pretty much.
we selected what he wanted to hear, and then so it's just like, oh, your relationship deepened, and he said something negative, and then my brother's like, so did he like it? Did he not like it?
Classic Tsundere.
I'm like,
There you
yes,
go.
he liked it. The game said he liked it.
There you-
He's messing with you.
Search your feelings. You
But
know,
yeah,
to
the
be
dog.
true.
I'm team dog.
Team dog. Team dog. All right.
We all come in next time with shirts.
You gotta represent. Gotta represent.
Also, where mine might be a question mark.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're just gonna be the Mario question mark. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Not yet. To be.
To be. To continue.
Well,
The last shirt was just bad end.
there's arguments for both sides, and I'll leave it at that. There.
There you go. They all make good points. They all.
I
make
mean,
good
when they
points.
were in like going to sleep, Aerith had the better pajamas,
All right, that's a.
and just the dog is
What-
naked
I was
all the
like,
I
time.
was
Was it
gonna
the dog?
say, and then no clothes is the winner. No clothes is the
No,
winner.
no.
Hey, you know what? He's Wilt Chamberlain. Like he breaks all rules, all the records.
All right.
There you go. He breaks everything.
We are yet to see LeBron James in the game. He's not born yet.
Not yet. Not yet. That's-
Wait for
I think
part
that's-
3.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the next one. A reunion. And there's LeBron.
I mean, I do
know what
like-
you get
I do-
for his birthday.
I do appreciate in this game that both Tifa and Aerith both like to tease Cloud a lot. Cloud is like he has like no defense towards it.
Oh, gee whiz. These
Because
ladies.
like he's like he was a stoic. I'm a soldier, first class. I know I am the perfect man for this job. Things like that. And they question and like when he questions like, can we get a chocobo? Yes, but no, like, but he says like a yes. I have no like he took a critical hit. There's no armor. It's like yeah, I guess we'll go get. Girls want a chocobo. Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
Those girls would do that.
Whatever Tifa wants, that's what she gets.
He's like a girl dad, and he's just like, oh, I guess I have to go now. Like they want to play house. Let's go.
But it's because like
You are a lucky man.
And that's interesting
Son of a
that I
bitch.
know
You
sometimes
asshole.
that over time, both in Remake and Rebirth, like you see what we first see Cloud being this ex-soldier class, tough there, but like he's just a guy. He's just like I don't know what to deal with it. I'm just he's trying to get through the pain, but he also knows that something's wrong at the same time. But he's more, I guess he's more naive. I guess than he perceives to be. I guess. And as like you said, the flashback earlier is just hilarious because seeing this, man, where's this Cloud? This is wrong. This is wrong. This like Mr. Push-ups, Mr. I'm gonna let's stretch. Let's do our best.
That's
That's
so excited. Huh?
yeah.
So happy.
My first day, and then you see him like now you see him now he's like in the window pane, looking at the rain, kind of like
Just anime ending style, looking out the rain.
Roll credits.
Pretty much.
Those were the good. But like it's like what happened? Like it's like Aaron, and then there's like middle. The Aaron is like slowly get to like the older Aaron, right?
Very stupid Aaron.
It's just like he's like.
Are my enemies outside of Midgar?
If I killed them over there, would I?
Will it be over?
Would it be no? Shit.
Oh, it's all making sense.
He's
now.
gonna say the real bad guys are across the sea.
Is there several? Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Man.
Well, I think we've done it. We've completed our mission for today on our podcast, and we've gotten our early impressions of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And we'll hopefully have a couple more episodes in the future. At the end of it, we'll have a big spoiler cast, though apparently it's still going to be a slightly edited spoiler cast, or we're just going to kick Miles off the podcast.
That's funny. So it'll be like I just realized it'll be like Team Red 13 versus Team Tifa versus Team question mark.
There you go.
That's where we're at now.
Let's see. We'll see what where
Yeah,
we'll be in weeks to come. I have weeks to convince. Well, I got one down, 2 more.
Uh-huh.
My little chocolates. 2 more to go.
There's stuff I want to talk about, but
Yeah, but
can't.
I already beat
Can't.
the game.
Can you?
I already
Too
beat the-
soon,
I already
too
beat the-
soon.
I already beat the game already in hard. I'm playing now in hard mode. That's what Frank said.
No.
That's next time.
No, it's not. Not. I mean, I am curious to see what's gonna happen. How are they gonna handle the changes they've made? But it's just
The question mark. The big
Everything's
question
pretty
mark.
much up in the air, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah. It
they
seems, especially
pretty
the
much-
ending of Remake, which
make it seem that anything's possible.
anything's possible with. Boy, that was whole anime nonsense there at the end of Remake. I forgot.
I've literally like stayed.
That-
not stayed
that-
up in
that-
there,
that
but
was
make
the
sure
most-
Right, try to.
That was
Hey,
the
right
most
now.
Kingdom
Oh,
Hearts
boy.
ass ending I seen in a bit. The end of Remake.
I'll see you there. I'll be
I like
waiting.
here's a big giant cloud monster. It always to be a big giant, tall, like giant monster. You had to take him out like piece by piece somehow.
Of course.
And it's
Big
like,
darkness monster.
And you gotta take it out like by hands, feet, whatever, and they get to the core, and that's where the real
And even the fight on the boss is just Ansem again with him and his little shadow clone.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
I like the ending. It made me cry.
Mm.
Barrett's speech. That's when Barrett's stocks were up.
That's it was goodbye.
Like,
Goodbye.
He was like, "Oh, come back, Marlene." That was cool.
Wait, I just forgot. We didn't say anything about Zach being.
Oh yes,
And
there
he's
is that
not-
mysterious
just in the
figure.
beginning. Just the beginning.
There is that
Well,
other
there-
person
there's-
roaming
yeah,
around, which
there's-
Miles is probably confused by, I imagine.
Right.
It's the guy from the Vita game.
Well, not
Who's
that, but in
He's the DLC.
In particular,
He's the DLC.
basically.
well, that's what was it the Goofy Final Court? No,
Crisis Core.
Crisis
Crisis Core.
That's probably his story.
Yes.
But
And
you know,
how it
I
intertwines
gotta
and
admit,
works
for that
in the
weird-
universe.
the weird beginning of the game, you go like, I'm sorry, what now?
Oh yes, that was something, which
And
was not in the demo. I don't think
No, that was definitely not a demo.
What part?
the Zack part you see early on.
Oh, okay.
And you go like, so there, like, am I?
What's happening?
And like, is this?
and
Is this
when?
is Kingdom Hearts
Right,
bullshit?
Yeah.
Are we doing Kingdom Hearts bullshit right now? Is that what we're doing? Is it tomorrow once again? We're going, and they're in a dream.
Some Steins Gate or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like the Ray Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm just
You
curious
know,
to see
like,
how they're gonna do that.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but yeah, that's the thing they teased
Yeah.
early on. So
How
they
they're
kind of want you to keep playing to see
I-
what
How
will
they're gonna
happen.
Put all that into it.
Yeah, right.
I
It's a different
did want
dynamic.
to talk about it, but at the same time, I felt like that would push me too much into.
A little too close.
Spoiler zone? If Miles wasn't here, I would get into that.
Mhm.
But
I guess we'll
He's
see.
here.
We might have to cheat and do like a little
Oh,
extra bonus content for our listeners.
Or like the end of Remake, I think it's like I was waiting for the Kingdom Hearts song to play. Da, da, da,
There you go.
It's like when everyone's like seeing each other, like and like just the end, like we're done with this game.
A lot of feels. Indeed. So it sounds promising so far in our rebirth journey. So hopefully you'll stick around and hang out with us. We will discuss how frequently we will hopefully keep doing our main topic focus, but I'm sure we'll have little weekly updates in our weekly segment here on the podcast. But hopefully we'll get together a couple more times and get into more stuff, and slowly more and more exposed till we get to our giant finale spoiler cast. So hopefully, once again, stay tuned for all that. And hopefully we'll get a chance to do our Spy Family coverage with our other anime expert, Ivan, on the podcast. Hopefully soon we'll figure that out, that it's still up in the air. And of course, that we have our reviews coming out the end of the month and early April. So anime, video games, this is the place to be. So don't change the channel just yet, folks. But as always, I guess I should sell myself, I guess. Hey, Sourdough Shonen, it's me. I do YouTube and Twitch
how
stuff.
much?
$1 million. But yes, I'm doing that kind of stuff. So if you're curious to see what I do off the pod, there's links down in the description of this episode. And maybe I could convince Frank to do more streaming stuff one day, huh, Frank?
Huh? Yeah,
Streaming?
sure.
You want to do it? Join us, Frank. Join us in the streaming
I
world.
do, but you know my situation where I'm so undecided.
Fix that, Frank. A little. Come on.
The hardest part of the video game is choosing your own name. That's kind of a great part where they didn't let me choose a name.
I was gonna say, thankfully in this for time, Frank, you just stuck with the names you get. You can't put Reed 13 as dog. I'm sorry, Frank. I'm sorry.
Team Dog.
We could go back to the PlayStation 1 if you want.
There is one tiny negative part about him. They changed his weapon. It used to be like a feather,
Oh yeah.
and now it's like a collar.
Yeah, I guess so. From what I see, I wonder if they I haven't gotten too many.
Thought
But
his weapon was on his tail.
There's that too. I don't know. He's got a little bit of
Yeah,
everything.
see where they put the material at, because I know you see everyone.
Oh, there you go. That's how you know. That's it. Now I'm thinking about it. But yes, I think you are right, Frank. Something to look up now. It's been a long time since I played the original, so there's that as well. Without further ado, I think that'll be it for us. So thank you so much for tuning in. And hopefully you'll join us next time. Until then, adios, people.